adding exciting commentary and breaking down all the intense matches that are to come. Yue, I believe you have some insight about how this season is about more than just gameplay, right?
Absolutely, Ben. Hi, this is Yue, and the NACT 2023 fall season is not only about showcasing the talent and the dedication of North America's top teams, but also about creating a vibrant community. Eunice, as the final voice in our lineup, would you like to share some of your thoughts on the upcoming season?
Absolutely, Yue. Hi everyone, this is Eunice. This season is set to be our most exciting yet, with fresh faces, an updated rule set, and a restructured prize pool that's more inclusive than ever. But at the heart of it all, we're building a community. Isn't that right, Sina?
That's right, Eunice. We are making an amazing community. Hello, everyone. It's Sina Lily here. For this season, let's make it a memorable one on and off the stage as we build a sense of camaraderie and sportsmanship. For the NACT 2023 fall season, let's embrace this journey together and make it an unforgettable one in esports history. I can't wait to share this adventure with you all. See you guys all soon.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang's new emblem system is about to launch. Master the new emblem system, unleash their potential, and conquer the battlefield. No matter which heroes you play, the new emblem system will open up new possibilities. In the new emblem system, talents will no longer be restricted to specific emblems and can be mixed and matched for greater customization and versatility on the battlefield. Imagine using Bargain Hunter with the Marksman emblem on Layla to gear up ahead of the enemy for an early power spike. Or Killing Spree on the Mage emblem for Guzhan to turn him into an even deadlier assassin that can pick off the enemy one after another. You can discover more ways to play your favorite heroes and really shake up the meta. We've streamlined the emblem types to make it easier to pick the right one. We've also optimized talents to focus on providing more options for your heroes. In terms of editing and applying emblem setups, it's now easier than ever to quickly adjust them on any hero. You can configure your talents in just 3 simple steps. When it comes to progression, your emblems will no longer cost battle points to upgrade, and your previous emblem levels will all carry over. Tailor your emblems to your playstyle, grab your friends, and queue up for some intense MOBA action. Mobile Legends Bang Bang new emblem system available 6/27. Master the new emblems, master the battlefield.
The upcoming tournament for NACT Fall. This is Mara Aquino wishing you guys luck, and I hope you guys do so well and you go to Philippines for the upcoming M5 World Championship. And you never know, it might be you that I announce as the winner.
Hi, I'm Gideon Q. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a talent as well as a caster for a majority of the MLBB tournaments that you may see internationally. Good luck to all the teams who are coming in for NACT fall season. I can't wait to see potentially new talents coming out from North America. Obviously, we love the old, but some new ones would be great to see how the community is going to continue to grow, and especially when we're looking at the top 1%. Good luck to all of you guys, and especially those who are prepared to deal with a giant crowd when you start flying over for the international. Good luck, everybody.
Wait, sorry. Hi everyone, I'm Eterna. How are you guys doing? I just want to say a few good words here. I've been very excited to see you guys grow. It's so great to see how things have developed over the seasons, over the years. I hope it gets bigger. I hope you guys have more to say on the international scene. And I heard you guys are coming to ISF, so that's super great. Can't wait to see you guys there. Can't wait to see you guys rock the, LBB scene.
Hey guys, my name's Tefel, and here's the thing, we watch NACT Grand Finals, and if that shows anything about how NACT is as a region, you know what? I can't wait for it. I hope NACT falls. All of you guys will do good, because at M5, we gotta see a surprise, man. I can't wait to see NAs in M5. What's up guys, I'm Mirko, Indonesian caster. Right now, casting for MSC. I'm eating. They told me to do this. It's all good. NACT is gonna be insane, all right? You know who I'm rooting for. I'm wearing their colors, BTK all the way, all right? So yeah, BTK. Support M5 BTK.
When upgrading your emblems, you will unlock talents at specific levels. Different emblems will unlock different talents. You can choose an emblem by role and use the talents it unlocks directly as your default setup, or you can freely mix and match different emblems and talents to create a custom emblem setup. We're going to show you how to create your emblem setup for your heroes. Emblems. First, let's take a look at the revamped emblem system. There are now 7 emblems in the game, 1 basic common emblem and 6 role emblems. Different emblems can provide different attribute bonuses. It is recommended to use the emblem that matches a hero's role. Standard talents, Tier 1. After selecting an emblem, you can then choose from 8 standard talents at Tier 1. These talents provide mostly straightforward bonuses to heroes. Of the 8 talents, Thrill and Swift are good on almost any hero, while other talents are more catered to certain roles. Standard talents, Tier 2. At Tier 2, you will also have 8 standard talents to choose from. The Tier 2 talents trigger or work under different circumstances. We still recommend choosing one that matches the role of your hero. But if you're an advanced player, you are free to choose any of the talents to fit your playstyle. For example, if you're playing the core hero on your team and want to focus on gearing up fast, you can choose the Bargain Hunter talent regardless of how your hero deals damage. And heroes who rely on their skills for sustained damage, whether it be a mage or fighter, can use the Festival of Blood talent for more spell vamp. Core talents, Tier 3. Finally, let's talk about the most important talents, the core talents. There are 8 core talents available in the game, and each provides a unique and powerful effect. We recommend choosing the core talent to match your hero's role and only use core talents from other emblems for advanced or unconventional tactics. The revamped Weakness Finder talent is no longer reserved for ranged heroes. This talent is now a viable option for any hero that relies on basic attacks and wants better laning and the ability to slow enemies. The Lethal Ignition talent now deals adaptive damage, making it a prime choice for any hero that has heavy-hitting combos. While the revamped emblem system still uses the existing talents, we have removed the restrictions between emblems and talents, opening up new possibilities for many heroes. We look forward to seeing players discover new ways to play their favorite heroes on their way to becoming a legend. Arclight Outlaw, Ixia. Passive, Siphon Starlium. Ixia's basic attacks and skills apply a Starlium charge to targets on hit. When using a basic attack on an enemy with 2 Starlium charges, all charges will be consumed to increase the attack's physical damage, while healing Ixia for the same amount of HP. Siphon Starlium can trigger on all enemies in front of Ixia that are within her attack range. First skill, Dual Beam. Ixia fires 2 energy beams along the ground that deal physical damage and slow enemies within a rectangular area, while increasing her movement speed for a duration. Enemies hit by both beams will take double damage. Second skill, Star Helix. Ixia unleashes a canister of Starlium energy in the target direction and knocks back nearby enemies. After a short delay, the released energy pulls enemies to the middle line and deals physical damage. Ultimate, Full Barrage. Ixia reassembles her weapon into 6 small weapons and enters the Barrage state for a period of time. In Barrage state, Ixia's skills can only be cast within the Ultimate's fan-shaped area, but they gain much more range, and her basic attacks can simultaneously hit up to 6 targets, prioritizing heroes within the same area. When in Barrage state, the damage of Siphon Starlium is also increased. In the laning phase, Ixia can initiate by using her second skill to pull enemies together, then use her first skill to deal double damage to the lined up targets. Use the extra movement speed from her first skill to chase and finish off enemies with basic attacks. In teamfights, Ixia should get to a safe position that can cover the most enemies within the range of her ultimate, then use enhanced basic attacks together with her second and first skill to CC enemies and crush down her enemies. Ixia is strong in 1v1 situations and is also exceptional in teamfights by providing CC and AoE damage. Kite enemies with her skills in the early and mid game and wait for a good opportunity to unleash her ultimate in teamfights. Upgrade Ixia's first skill at level 1. Then continue to prioritize upgrading her first skill as the main source of her damage. Ixia's first skill deals double damage to enemies in the center. So, use her second skill to pull enemies together before unleashing her first skill to maximize the damage. Ixia's second skill can knock back nearby enemies, so use it when the enemies try to dive in to keep them at bay. Corrosion Scythe and Demon Hunter Sword are Ixia's core pieces of equipment because the high attack speed and basic attack bonuses fit her playstyle. Get Windtalker to further enhance Ixia's sustained damage, and Malefic Roar in the late game to increase her damage against tanks. We recommend the Flicker Battle spell for Ixia to make up for her lack of mobility. Ixia's skills allow her to easily kite enemies, making her a great counter to close-range heroes and heroes with no CC skills, such as Fredrin and Bane.
Legendary.
Ixia is countered by heroes with burst damage or CC skills, such as Saber and Aemon, due to her poor survivability. Ixia's ultimate can deal a lot of continuous AoE damage, so heroes with CC skills are her ideal teammates, such as Atlas and Vexana.
Double kill. Triple kill.
Ixia is great at kiting enemies, but her damage is not high in the early game, so make good use of her second skill CC and the movement speed bonus of her first skill to poke and kite enemies. In the late game, and fully geared, Ixia should find a safe position that can cover most enemy heroes in her ultimate and melt them with her endless barrage of attacks. Don't forget that her high HP lifesteal from her passive can keep her alive long enough to finish off her enemies. Project Next was born from your passion, fueled by your hopes and expectations. At times, we stumbled, but you were there to support us. And when we succeeded, you were there to cheer us on. Now it's time to start the next chapter together. Creating bigger and better experiences. Telling new stories and legends. Let's treasure every moment together. Celebrate every accomplishment. Your love and dedication is what makes all this possible. Together, let's shape the future of Mobile Legends Bang Bang. Next for you.
In the world of esports, every battle is a chance to prove oneself. Every moment holds the potential for greatness. It's not just about winning, but the spirit of competition that drives us forward. NACT 2023 Fall Season is where dreams are realized, where champions are crowned, and where legends are made. In the arena, we face our rivals head on with unwavering focus and unwavering resolve. We leave no stone unturned, no opportunity wasted. Together, we create moments that will be etched in history. We inspire, we innovate, and we forge new paths towards glory. NACT 2023 Fall Season. My fight, my moment.
Look who finally showed up. Unload your weapon and return the goods. And if you ask nicely, I just might let it go.
Who said I was returning it?
You little... We had a deal!
I just came here to test my new toys.
They ain't even loaded. Staring down the barrel and you're still daydreaming about being an inventor? Huh? Stop, or she gets it! Then you'll have to answer to Erudicio.
Erudicio? Well, isn't that perfect? I got a bone to pick with them. So how about I just blast you both?
You're crazy! Leave me out of your squabbles! That was dirty!
Haven't you heard? I do things my way.
I really don't like being used as bait, you know. Anyway, let's return that to Erudicio.
Oh, I have something special in store for them down the road. So I'll take this as payment.
Hey everyone, this is Liz. Are you ready to witness some exciting changes this season? We got some fresh faces joining us in the caster teams, bringing in new insights and perspectives. Now, speaking of exciting changes, Drex, I heard you got some thrilling news to share with us about the prize pools.
I couldn't have put it any better myself, Liz. What's up, guys? You already know who it is. Trex here with the beard this fall season. Now, we've reconstructed our prize pool to reward more teams than ever, and that's not the only update. Private Dancer, isn't there a few things you want to tell them about the tournament rules?
You bet, Trex. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is I, the Potato King here, Private Dancer, bringing back that unique voice and unique sense of energy to each and every match. But this season, we are raising the stakes. We've revamped the tournament rules, aiming to make sure that each and every experience for you guys is more intensive, more captivating, more awe-inspiring for you, the viewers. But that's not it. Steph Weezy here can tell you about what we can expect from the caster team this season.
Private, thank you so much for that. I'd love to share. For the NACT fall season, we are elevating things to newer heights. Steph Weezy here. I can't wait to see you guys on the desk. But speaking of the desk, we also have some brand new faces. Ben, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to our new colleagues?
With pleasure, Steph Weezy. Hey, I'm Ben, and we're delighted to welcome outstanding new talent to the team this season, Yue. He'll be joining us and providing exciting commentary and breaking down all the intense matches that are to come. Yue, I believe you have some insight about how this season is about more than just gameplay, right?
Absolutely, Ben. Hi, this is Yue, and the NACT 2023 fall season is not only about showcasing the talent and the dedication of North America's top teams, but also about creating a vibrant community. Eunice, as the final voice in our lineup, would you like to share some of your thoughts on the upcoming season?
Absolutely, UA. Hi, everyone. This is Eunice. This season is set to be our most exciting yet, with fresh faces, an updated rule set, and a restructured prize pool that's more inclusive than ever. But at the heart of it all, we're building a community. Isn't that right, Cena?
That's right, Eunice. We are making an amazing community. Hello, everyone. It's Sinella Lee here. For this season, let's make it a memorable one on and off the stage as we build a sense of camaraderie and sportsmanship. For the NACT 2023 fall season, let's embrace this journey together and make it an unforgettable one in esports history. I can't wait to share this adventure with you all. See you guys all soon.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang's new emblem system is about to launch. Master the new emblem system, unleash their potential, and conquer the battlefield. No matter which heroes you play, the new emblem system will open up new possibilities. In the new emblem system, talents will no longer be restricted to specific emblems and can be mixed and matched for greater customization and versatility on the battlefield. Imagine using Bargain Hunter with the Marksman emblem on Layla to gear up ahead of the enemy for an early power spike. Or Killing Spree on the Mage emblem for Guzhan to turn him into an even deadlier assassin that can pick off the enemy one after another. You can discover more ways to play your favorite heroes and really shake up the meta. We've streamlined the emblem types to make it easier to pick the right one. We've also optimized talents to focus on providing more options for your heroes. In terms of editing and applying emblem setups, it's now easier than ever to quickly adjust them on any hero. You can configure your talents in just 3 simple steps. When it comes to progression, your emblems will no longer cost battle points to upgrade, and your previous emblem levels will all carry over. Tailor your emblems to your playstyle, grab your friends, and queue up for some intense MOBA action. Mobile Legends Bang Bang new emblem system available 6/27. Master the new emblems, master the battlefield.
The upcoming tournament for NACT Fall. This is Mara Aquino wishing you guys luck, and I hope you guys do so well and you go to Philippines for the upcoming M5 World Championship. And you never know, it might be you that I announce as the winner.
Hi, I'm Gideon Q. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a talent as well as a caster for a majority of the MLBB tournaments that you may see internationally.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans Grand Finals. We're going to be seeing 2 amazing teams fighting it out. BTK versus the Ohio Brothers. My name is Steph Weezy. It's been a minute, but we are back and ready than ever to see these 2 teams fight it out. The top teams in North America, especially during the NACT fall season. Everybody gets to see the battle they've been looking for. Let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and go swing on over to our amazing caster's desk to start this best of 5. That's it. Make it or break it. 32 teams fought it out here for a chance to win not only an amazing cash prize of $1,000, but also 100,000 diamonds, right? The Mobile Saiyans and Nighthorde collaborating with the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, and we are here. But speaking about being here, let's move on over to the first match of the day between this amazing best of 5 of BTK and TOB with the great caster all the way out from India, Scared Jet. Let's see how he's doing. Frickin' Earth, the man with the plan. What's up, Scared Jet?
But finally, it's good to have you back as well, Weezy. And just as you mentioned, without further ado, jumping right into the drafting phase. And this matchup, as you've already mentioned, this has been most awaited one, I believe. BTK up against the Ohio Brothers. The hype is real.
Yeah, the hype is definitely there. I mean, everybody's, prepping for the amazing fall season, which is currently going on right now with the qualifiers. And these are the top teams. These teams both have an automatic seat in the top 8 for North America for this fall season. So they're the only ones officially slotted for the NACT. Everybody else has to fight it out this weekend through the qualifiers. So getting to see them go head-to-head is definitely going to be a treat, a sneak peek of North America's greatest teams fighting it out in this best of 5.
Definitely, we're gonna have a taste of the meal that's coming in the NACT. So quickly looking at the bans, and again, it's the Angela being banned out. I believe in the previous week when I was casting with Aiko, we did talk about how strong the Angela was, especially in the mid lane, and you do not even need to pick up a roam. You just directly go build magic on Angela, and she deals a decent amount of damage. Plus, the Heart Guard also gives, you know, an outplay potential wherein someone might think you're low on HP. You can bait them out, and you've got a ton of shield over you along with an excessive mobility. So pretty solid ban coming in from the side of BTK.
Yeah, I mean, I just casted the Game of Futures Digital Tournament, and that's when I started seeing this Angela ban down. We were going crazy. We're like, what's going on? But it looks like it's made its way all the way across the waters to North America. And it's interesting. I mean, I don't think we ever would have thought that Angela would have been prioritized in the early bans, and this is going to completely change the way drafting is, because now with Angela being banned out this early, it's going to create other opportunity to open up in the first phase of the draft.
Absolutely, and I would not be surprised if you're going to see a Florin being picked up. We did see the potential coming in from Florin, that ultimate heal and the removal of, you know, the dominance ice effect. You do not have any kind of anti-regen effect. You will be able to regen an entire amount for the next few seconds. So I believe she could be a pretty solid pick coming in. Might not be very good at the first pick, but definitely a solid first drafting phase pick. But talking about solid picks, we will see Uranus being banned out for now. So I am expecting TUB to probably take away either a Maze, because we've got a lot of it open. You've got Valentina, Novaria, Eve, all are up for grabs.
Yeah, definitely everything up for grabs, and I can't wait to see which way this is going to go. I mean, the Uranus being taken off the board.
True.
I'm a fan of that, right? Uranus has been such a monstrosity in the XP lane. The mobility, the sustainability, the man can solo a full team and still get away with max damage items going against him. So, not the worst option. I can get around with that R-Lot being taken off the table, but there goes the final ban for the first phase. They're going to go ahead and take out that Franco. How you feel about that, Scared Jet?
Pretty decent ban. We know that Franco is basically a counter of almost all the assassins or all the diving heroes who would want to jump into your backline. Suppression coming in. So I believe BTK might as well pick up the Kaja for the first pick. You ban out one suppression, you have the chance of taking the other one, which will deny TUB any kind of dive-in composition. Maybe a 1-3-1 setup that we are currently seeing these days. An assassin in that jungle and all the farm just focused around him.
That's right. And you know, with that suppression off the table, we got to kind of look at these players that are on the board so far, right? Best player, he kind of disappeared for a little bit. We were wondering, you know, he did start streaming. He's out there on YouTube now. So I wonder how he's been kind of prepping for the NACT fall season. And we're going to get a great sneak peek of that right here, right? We got to see him a little bit in the Cyberpunk tournament, and they didn't do too hot. But now seeing them sneak up into here, I want to see if they've kind of elevated that energy. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, BTK, they have been on fire lately. They've been practicing every single day, hours on end on the live stream, and they got a super team. I mean, these are both superstar teams. I'm not going to give any credit to either side over the other, but when it comes to how much I've been seeing them practice, they're ready for the opportunity, and I really want to see exactly where TOB is standing today in this matchup. But it is best of 5, so I know we're all hoping it goes that extra mile. I want to see a game 5.
Absolutely. Everyone would love to see the game 5 coming in between both of these teams, and it's just as you mentioned, BTK standing up to their name, being bloodthirsty about that improvement and about that one extra mile. But talking about extra mile, we're going to see Claude traveling a lot of that using that sprint of his, and I believe it is a pretty solid answer for the Eve. And talking about Kaja, this might be the perfect opportunity for BTK to take that in. And I would say the Kufra kind of came out way too early in the draft. TUB could have had a chance of, you know, kind of keeping that rumor as a surprise, just to, you know, catch BTK off guard by probably going in for a support as their rumor. But still, they've logged in the Kufra. They probably have a plan in their mind.
Yeah, definitely have a plan. I mean, Zia is running in that gold position. He did lock up that Clyde, like you mentioned. He's going to have amazing late game damage, but it's going to be an upscale battle. I mean, you have the Saber, which is definitely interesting right now to see that locked in, but it is suppression, right? I mean, they don't have the Kaja. They go in for the Saber instead.
Yeah.
That's interesting. But Mobile Saiyans, he is going to go ahead and pick up this This Ling. So he's going to be running the assassin route. That's going to be something a little spicy, a big entrance, especially for a game 1 in the grand finals. So I'm excited for that. I see a lot of people asking in the comments about the music, so I am going to lower it a little bit so that you guys don't have to hear that. But speaking about this game, speaking about what's going on, I know somebody asked who Toge is. I believe that is T. That is T over there for BTK. Just a little bit of a name change, so hopefully that clarified some things. But with Chicken in the mix, Chicken usually is going to either flex to that XP or he'll flex to the gold lane. I'm expecting him to run the gold right now, so we may be seeing T in that XP position, and we'll see how it goes. I mean, they kind of flex both between it, so this will definitely be an exciting one.
And BTK taking the ban Cho out of the picture along with the Faramis. Faramis, okay, now I am confused a little bit. Since TOB have already shown up their cards, they have shown the Kufra is going to be their roamer, so I would not try to prioritize banning out potential roam options when they already have picked up their mage as well in the form of Liu Wei. So I really think that the draft of BTK at this point, it's pretty solid. Wait, other than the cards in the EXP, Saber in the gold.
Steph,
alright. Interesting.
For a reset.
Okay, hold on.
Confusing though.
We got to reset? Why?
They messed up on their pick, and in marksman, Gina is available, the thing, so they want to reset. They I'm not sure what to do here.
Wait, hold on. Are you saying one of them messed up the draft?
Yeah, so Gina is supposed to be in their draft, but so they're requesting a reset.
Oh my gosh. Who's okay, how do you want to handle it then? You want to reset it? You gotta go hop in both VCs and talk to them then, Talon.
Yeah, let me do that real quick.
Okay. All right. Well, while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and move back on to our amazing caster's desk. Hey, you guys heard it just like I did, all right? So we're just here vibing with it out on this amazing weekend with you guys. So we are going to do a reset. But hey, I guess you guys get to go through the full draft without the music now. Y'all don't vibe with the music? What's wrong with it? Is it too loud? I could have turned it down. Sheesh.
I did not hear the music, but I guess I'll have to jump on the stream as well to see what the music was.
Oh, you ain't gonna hear it now because they made us turn it off. So.
Jeez. You haven't even sent me the last playlist, VZ.
Man, I thought the music was fine, bro. I don't know. Was it too loud, or is it just like hurting y'all's ears with just not liking it? They're gonna say both. Just
you
pure evil.
never know.
Pure evil. All right, so we're getting Gina is actually jumping in. And T is dropping out. So T is gone and Gina is in. And I think we're good now. So.
I see.
Yeah, I mean, hey, they talked about it with the teams. The guy who came in Talon, he's the main coordinator for this entire event. I'm just hosting it, but he went in and he talked to Zane and them, and he also talked to the Ohio brothers, and they both agreed to do a redraft. So I mean, as long as both teams agree, then you can't really not really upset with it, you know. As long as they agree. So looks like we're
mutual understanding.
Mutual understanding. We will be starting it back here in a second. So, but yeah, man, exciting times for North America, guys. Getting to see two powerhouses fight it out. Like I said, we don't get to see them in the qualifiers because they already have a spot in ACT. So we only see the remaining teams trying to fight it out for the last 6 positions. So do we cue the music back up? Is that the cue, Bonder? Do we put the music back in during the section? Should I put a poll out on YouTube for the?
Steph, so we can go with a reset, and then we'll go from there. Yeah.
They both agreed.
Yeah, they what is it? BTK, yeah, they said they're gonna put Gina in to reset, and then for the TOB, they said they're fine with the reset, but they want 1-0.
That's not a reset then. that's a.
Oh yeah.
So what am I? Wait, are you? Did you just give TOB the game?
I'm going to the call again.
Yeah, you gotta make sure both teams agree with that.
Yeah.
Trying to get me in trouble.
That's not technically a reset. That's basically a full game. It's fine. We can have a redraft in game number 2.
man, I want to see them both on equal standing. I don't want to see a slight advantage, but it is weird to set it last minute like that. So, hey, we're here for the people, man. We were right here with you guys across the land of Dawn, enjoying this experience together. So much love to everybody out there supporting the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. It's been a journey, right? This is season 3. We've been able to host 2 tournaments with over $1,000 that we pushed back into the community. And, you know, we have bigger plans as we go throughout the year. So it's been a journey. This is all community driven. We are not paid for this. This is literally just putting out our dreams on to this platform to be able to share with everybody, to kind of spice up the community. So thank you for everybody that's been out here as well, supporting us throughout the whole season. I see the music, but I don't know if y'all want to look. If I put the music on and then I see a bunch of hashtags no music, you know, maybe we do a poll. We do a poll for the music. So guys,
sounds good. Sounds good.
Qualifiers is going on right now. Who do you guys have your eyes on for NACT so far? Is there any super teams that we should be looking out for that are going to claim those last 6 positions? It looks like they're almost done too, by the way. So we kind of turned this into a little bit of an open podcast with everybody while we're waiting. So you don't think they agree? I don't know if they agree. I mean, if it was me, I'm taking the game. You know, because they read it up and they started into the draft. I would personally take the game, but it's not my choice. You know, it's not my choice.
That is true.
I wouldn't have allowed a restart, but it's not my event. I would have just said they have to run it because that's who they put in the position. I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
They did press ready, so yeah, it kind of is obvious, but nonetheless, by the way, congratulations, Weezy, for your Liquipedia page as well. Here's the news. Congratulations, yes, and everyone in the comment section, do let him know and show him your love as well. This guy has been absolutely amazing, and again, thank you for the opportunities that you have provided me, Weezy, and it has been a lovely ride, and of course, looking forward for more in the days to come.
Hey man, I'm just having a pleasure being able to cast alongside you guys. Without y'all, like I said, it wouldn't be possible. Everybody on the MLSA, everybody in the community. So thank you, Scared Jet, for that, and I appreciate you, man. He's all the way out in India, so it's like 7 in the morning or something over there for him. So this is definitely
6:30.
Okay. Well, looks like both teams are ready. I just need Talon to jump back in and let us know if they're taking the game or not. If they're taking the game, then I can't go from there.
I mean, we don't know, man. It's BTK. They always end up surprising us, so they might as well just let them take the game. They picked up a saber at the end of the day. Like,
hello?
Yeah, there he is, the man with the plan.
Reset.
What's up? It's a reset?
Yeah, reset.
So BTK is taking. We're just starting over.
No, it's 0-0. Yeah, 0-0.
All right, because he said reset, but then he said, "All right, we're good."
I talked with both teams. We came at an agreement.
Okay. Okay, sweet. All right, let's start it up. We are good to go. BTK will jump in here for game 1. It's even.
It's same bands, and then the first 2 picks for TOB is the same. Kufa, Claude.
Yeah.
And they continue from there.
Did you tell them that though?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, we're good.
They all
then.
agreed.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the draft. Here we are, wasting no more time. What we've been waiting on, man. That was a cool little segment, getting to chat with everybody out there across the land of Dawn, man. Sorry for the delay, but we are here. BTK TOB Grand Finals Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans Tournament. Getting to cast alongside the amazing Scare Jet all the way out from India. And G the Ico sneaking up on YouTube with the Ico clan and the Ico experience. Hope you guys are doing well. Also, I appreciate y'all tuning in.
Absolutely, and now finally we'll have a little more time to talk about the drafts, you know, the bans that we were seeing, and the kind of unexpected heroes that we never thought would actually be banned out. I mean, I still do remember that there was a time when people thought that Rafaela pick is literally just a troll, and then after the meta changed, Rafaela became a priority pick. Now, I think so, since these emblem changes have led to a few chain reaction changes in the meta, I do feel like bringing out the Angela, bringing out the Florin, all those support might actually come back into that meta. I mean, we do still see Diggy coming in, and suppressions are important. That is true, and those setup tanks will not go out of the picture. But I feel this might actually be a pretty solid time to bring out those Florins, even those Estes, onto the table.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely make some excellent points. I mean, the Estes, I would be a fan to see that, right? Maybe throwing in a little bit of Ube strat, especially with Mobile Zane running more of the tankier heroes, something he's a little bit more comfortable with. But he has been running the assassins and been switching it up. So he literally went through the hyperbolic time chamber, man. Zane 2.0 on the building right now. So we'll see how this goes. Joy Bosch is going to lock in that Kaja. So we did see that Saber last time, but I don't think we're going to see that again. They're going to go ahead and pick up this Boxia instead.
Oh. There we go. We're not even going to see the link coming in from Zane. It's the Basha in that jungle. So I believe it's a pretty solid pick. You already have dominant size in your kit. I mean, not exactly dominant size, but the anti-regen effect that you can apply on your opponents with your skills. So a pretty solid pick. And you can have those quick rotations coming in with that skill one of yours. I like to call it roly-poly. Please do not mind me saying that. But nonetheless, the answer for that jungle is going to be the Alpha with that true damage, and I think it is a pretty good option to go with. They could have kept it for the second phase because we did not see BTK banning out any junglers for that second phase, but they're going to focus down on those mages.
Yeah, definitely going to focus on these mages. The Alpha, we've been seeing him come and dominate since the new emblem system and a little bit of some changes to his skill. So he has more sustainability. He definitely has the damage needed. When we're looking at Mobile Zane, though, he's running this Boxia, so he has the mobility to really rotate around. But when I see Joy Bosch pulling out this Kaja, I'm expecting some great suppression onto Zia, right? Get to that gold lane, deny him from being the ADC that they're relying on from that mid to late game. Because Zia could be a problem. He could dive into Yato when he drops down to manipulation, but there's counters on both sides of the table, so I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
As of now, yes, that is correct. And now both the teams, they will try to play a little bit differently, I believe, because you have the kind of dive-in composition coming in from TOB already, while if you're looking at BTK, they would probably want to isolate the fight. They would want the Kaja to get that suppression in for the first pick, and then would want to follow it up with that 5v4 advantage or 4v3 advantage, whatever that may follow after that. But again, so it's basically entirely different compositions clashing out against each other. It will come down to those micro plays, but for now, I want to see the EXP matchup that we're going to witness, and it's going to be the Yuzhong. Please bring out the Esmeralda.
Oh man, I would love to see the Esmeralda here. I think that'd be an excellent matchup for the XP lane. Now, Milo, right? Let's kind of focus on him for a little bit. He's been rotating around. He's been playing with BTK. He's been playing with the Ohio Brothers. He played for Indables. And now here he is on the Ohio Brothers. And it looks like he's found his home for the NACT fall season. He has a lot of supreme titles for a lot of these heroes. Yuzhong was one of them, right? He's definitely what I would say one of the most underrated players in this bracket so far between these two teams. And this is going to be his time to shine. It's time to kind of let people know who he is, and I'm expecting some great things. But with the draft being finalized, we wanted the Esmeralda. Looks like they're going to go in for that Terizla instead. Salamanca picking up the Farza. That is Hoon. And then Gina God Mode in the building, guys, over there for BTK. Looks like that is what, Leslie over there?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to pull out your cushion. That Leslie one. If in case we are seeing the MVP, I know and I can bet on it that you will definitely pull it out. But nonetheless, Farsa to wrap up the draft coming in from Salamanca. So I believe a pretty solid draft coming in for both of these teams, and they do have the utilities to zone out their opponent. Plus, again, that penalty zone for Fight Chicken will be an excellent tool to use, especially against the Yuzhong, the Kufra, as well as Alpha in the hands of best player. Plus, Zia would also need to play safe. Since he is not running with the Purify, that Sprain is the only spell that would save his life.
That's right. Speaking of saving lives, ladies and gentlemen, we are here. BTK versus the Ohio Brothers, Nighthorde and Mobile Saiyans collaboration for a tournament partnered with the Mobile Legends Academy, the Grand Finals. And already asking for a pause from Sir Benny.
Jeez.
I didn't even get through the introduction. What is going on right now? This is kind of crazy. So let's move on back to the caster's desk here. Jet, sorry to sneak back up on you, but while we're waiting for that pause, I mean, hey, there's a lot on the line, right? I mean, they want to make sure they have like 0.01. I can't get into these percentages because you know how that goes when it comes to these two teams. But looks like they're just probably checking that MS, so we will wait for a second and see what's going on. Sir Benny requested it, so let's just figure out what's going on real quick, and then we will be right back. So let me see. Guys, we'll be right back. I'm going to put it on a Be Right Back screen. Don't go anywhere. It'll probably take like 1 minute, and we'll be right back on the screen. Sorry, but hey, we got to be fair. Rules are rules. BRB.
Different emblems and talents to create a custom emblem setup. We're going to show you how to create your emblem setup for your heroes. Emblems. First, let's take a look at the revamped emblem system. There are now 7 emblems in the game, 1 basic common emblem and 6 role emblems. Different emblems can provide different attribute bonuses. It is recommended to use the emblem that matches a hero's role. Standard talents, Tier 1. After selecting an emblem, you can then choose from 8 standard talents at Tier 1. These talents provide mostly straightforward bonuses to heroes. Of the 8 talents, Thrill and Swift are good on almost any hero, while other talents are more catered to certain roles. Standard talents, Tier 2. At Tier 2, you will also have 8 standard talents to choose from. The Tier 2 talents trigger or work under different circumstances. We still recommend choosing one that matches the role of your hero. But if you're an advanced player, you are free to choose any of the talents to fit your playstyle. For example, if you're playing the core hero on your team and want to focus on gearing up fast...
Alright guys, we are back. Appreciate y'all. Sorry for the delay. Slight disconnection issue from Shark, but he's back in action, so let's not waste any time. Let's jump straight into the game. This is BTK for the second intro in the last 30 seconds up against the Ohio brothers, fighting it out in a 5v5 best of 5. The winner would take $1,000 and 100,000 diamonds on the line. Who will claim victorious?
We'll have to wait and see. I really love the fact that Kufra already made sure that Zayn had to use his retribution at his red buff to secure him, the orange buff to secure it. So that basically gives them the room to actually secure that Litho Wanderer without any major contest or difficulties, and that's exactly what best player is looking to do. No way are we actually seeing... Alright, Claude was going back in his own base. Now we'll be jumping to take that wave. Now this is one thing I love about Leslie, is yes, that it is a pretty late game hero, but for now we're going to focus down on the bot side, VZ.
Yeah, fight going in on the bot side. Chicken, very low. Best player cutting to that bottom side, trying to get an early pick off, but not able to seal the deal. Looks like Chicken will be able to get back to safety, not draw first blood 1 minute in.
Indeed. So I really thought that might actually be the first blood, because we did see the alpha charge being used up, even the retribution. So just making sure to use everything in his arsenal to secure that pick. Now, since he's failed to do so, this does mean that BTK, they do have a solid chance at making sure that the Terizla is going to get that level 4 so that the penalty zone is available for this next skirmish.
Oh, speaking of skirmishes, you are going to see the Tyrant's Rage rush in with the alpha charge. Zayn taking a lot of damage, still able to sustain himself with this Boxia jungle, but you can already see the early aggression from the Ohio brothers staging this turtle pit for the taking, but the feather airstrike in the middle from Salamanca hits Joy Boss. Manipulation drops down from Yato. Double artillery. Yato draws first blood. Best player will get the turtle, though, for the Ohio brothers. Yes, they lose a member, but they find the first neutral objective.
It was so very close, and Milo was just so low on that HP, but for now, we're going to see the engage hit again.
Ooh, Salamanca is going to flicker out very low. Yato wants to kill, is going to find Hoon, shut him down, but Fried Chicken will fall to Milo, picks one off for himself. You are seeing Zayn very low, needs to get out of there. Milo hungry for another kill. 2-1 on the scoreboard. BTK leading the way in kills, but losing the first turtle.
Indeed, and yet the two people who were lowest on the HP bars were probably Gina on the Leslie as well as Zia on the Claude, because they're just having their time in that top lane, poking each other. But that was a pretty solid fight, and I really feel like best player with his retribution was so on point. He needed that turtle in order to survive the burst coming in from Fried Chicken, and now since they managed to do that, they'll probably want more.
Oh, speaking of more, there you go, served on a silver platter. Manipulation drops down. Moba Zayn trying to deal some damage. Salamanca with the wings by wings gets out of there. Able to dodge Yato's manipulation for that final hit. No members are going to fall in that skirmish, surprisingly, though. Cool, calm, and collective. 3 minutes in, 2-1, still on the scoreboard.
At first, I was looking at the HPs on the side of Bloodthirsty Kings, and then in a second instance, I noticed, all right, there's a real-world manipulation, and they're the ones who are actually chasing the Ohio brothers away. So that was a pretty solid move coming in from their side, and I love the fact that TOB knew that they would be the ones who would fall in that fight, so did not overstay their welcome. Both the teams playing with such brutal discipline, but talking about discipline...
Yeah, you are going to see a little bit of that skirmish, possibly on the way in. The mid lane down goes the feather airstrike from Salamanca, trying to get a pick off. Zayn Caught between
Zayn?
3 members. You're going to see a Tyrant's Ravade on the wall for the stun. Zane may not be able to get out of there. He's going to go ahead and use that Tortoise Pursuance. Just in time. He does get out, though. Very close call, but
Ultimate
sniper
Snipe.
goes out. Best player is going to take the bullet, but hit with the penalty zone. Gina's going to find Sir Benny. Pride may be able to get one. Finds best player, but now Milo for the punish. And Zia from the side. Manipulation drop down. Yato is going to find Salamanca. Milo is going to find Chicken. You're going to look at the airborne knockup onto Milo, though. Joy Boss wants to do some additional damage. Milo will be able to get out of there, though. 5-2 so far. BTK having the slightest advantage when it comes to these skirmishes.
Yeah, and herein I thought that it would be the Ohio brothers who would win those fights, but nonetheless, the main reason why they, oh, never mind, that's Zia just deleted.
Man, this is getting intense very fast. They're not really playing too passive. They're taking every single fight they can, and I love it, right? We want to see these blood battles between North America's finest. And speaking of blood battles, Sir Benny caught between 3 members of BTK inside of that turret. It looks like he may get out of there, but the turret will fall. Joy Boss will be able to secure that. Best player, though, joining the party, is going to use his retribution on Zane. I'm kind of scratching my head on that one. Not really sure if he even had an even chance to take Zane down there in that skirmish.
Probably was just confused, and maybe just because of the presence of that 4th member, he decided not to go in for that engage, because the retribution that best player used was to slow down Zane, just to make sure that they would be able to continue that fight. Long that fight. And that Zia just deleted yet again. The positioning of Joy Boss on the Kaja is just impeccable.
Yep, and speaking of positioning, Chicken, 1v2, make that 2v2 as Zane joins the party. Make that 4 as Yato and Joy Boss from afar. Black Dragon from Milo tries to fly to safety, gets inside of the turret, but they are not done. Moba, Zane, Joy Boss, and Yato proxying around Zane, being a menace on this Boxia jungle, is going to go ahead and possibly proxy this minions. Chicken also providing some pressure, but no, they're not going to cut the minions off. They're going to shift their focus back to the jungle.
Jeez, I mean, it seems that the win condition for Ohio brothers would be to take Chicken down as quickly as possible, because this guy is a menace in this battlefield as of now. There we go, another penalty zone.
And it looks like they are going to claim yet another turret. 2 turrets falling so far in BTK's favor. Yes, they lost the first turtle, but hey, they traded it for 2 towers and are leading by 5 kills. I would say the early game is definitely there so far for the taking.
Absolutely, and there we go, another fight.
Here it's going to go down. Zane is going to find best player. Is going to find a kill, a jungler, taking down a jungler. Best player having a little bit of a rough start. 0, 2, and 1 so far on this alpha.
That goes the same for Zia as well, especially on the cloud when you know that you need the Demon Hunter Sword as well as the Golden Staff. So that's a pretty rough start for the Ohio brothers indeed. They had a pretty solid one, especially when they secured the first turtle, but they did lose a couple of members even in that fight. And now their own jungle is being invaded because there is no turret protection, especially for those tier 3. So it's basically a free reign of BTK for now in the map. We are seeing it turning in blue. Having a quick look at the items, we are seeing Cloud going in for that golden stuff. It's going to take him a few more minutes to build it up, while Eve has already secured the Ice Queen wand, so utility being built up by Yato. So that's basically just BTK getting their power spikes now, as Leslie has secured the Endless Battle and a BOD, and should be just deleting the Yuzhong, the Alpha, as well as the Kufra.
Yeah, and I mean, just look at the gold difference between Gina and Zia right now. Gina has 2,000 more gold. Definitely a huge advantage when it comes to the ADC. Concealed play was called in right there. Joybot's trying to get yet another manipulation on Zia. That's just been one of the key pieces to the puzzle so far for this game, is Joybot's positioning with this Kaja.
Definitely. I mean, manipulating him to bring him back in his own team. Now, that's exactly what they've been doing time and time again. They know that their win condition is Leslie. Yes, they can play for the picks. They will turn it into a 4v5. And they would make sure that Leslie is going to deal that true damage. Literally, best player up against Gina. Both these true damage dealing heroes, and for now, we're going to see another engage.
And there goes the puzzle piece in the making. Another grab at the Divine Judgment for the set. Oh my god, that's just overkill right there. Chill out. BTK, just take the turret. And Gina is going to go ahead and secure that, forcing The Ohio brothers back to the tier 2 for the mid lane, and looks like Milo trying to front line. Furious dives in, caught with the manipulation, a huge knockup from the penalty zone. Chicken diving into the full team of the Ohio brothers. Gina picks up a kill, takes down Hoon. Another falls. Yato finds Sarbini, takes out Shark, gets a double. Is gonna find Zia as well, leaving only best player and Milo left alone. And the power of the recalls for them to sustain themselves and possibly deal more damage to these turrets. But look at the concealed play. Joy Boss wraps around, suppression, divine judgment. Yato gets a kill, finds best player. Gina takes out the other, falling like dominoes. BTK leading the way 9 minutes in, has opened up the mid lane down to the inhibitor for the Ohio brothers.
And that's even the bottom tier 2 being taken out by Gina. And this is what the win condition was. This is the scariest part of a Leslie, when you have to deal with a Leslie that is farmed up in the 10th minute of the game. Has not even fallen once, going a solid 4-0-6. And we did see Milo just getting obliterated. 1,200 damage, and that's just true. You cannot block it. You cannot stop it in any kind of way. That's pretty rough for the Ohio brothers as of now. They need to make sure that their Claude is farmed up, and they also want Zia to have the Malefic Roar. We did see Blazing Duet coming out, but it did absolutely no damage to Terizla as well as the Basha. So the front lining is just so very solid and so very chunky. It seems pretty difficult because we're seeing him going in for a corrosion site, and for now, seeing how things are going, we'll probably witness yet another skirmish.
But the Lord is going to fall, though, so it looks like they won't be able to push into that inhibitor as easily as they planned, but it's not going to stop them from applying that pressure. They want this inhibitor, and they're not letting go, but look at Sir Benny, possibly going to wind up for a set, not going to find anything. A wise decision. I mean, they are down in the economy right now, right? 14-2, down by 11,000 gold, and the score is just increasing in BTK's favor. Huge penalty zone. Cinco knockup, Cinco de Mayo. Gina is going to find best player. Manipulation drops down. Ringo order goes out. Gina finds Milo. Gets a double. Sir Benny caught with the boy Crystal. Gina gets a triple. Do we see the Maniac? Oh my goodness, he hits the Divine Judgment. Zane takes down Hoon. That is the craziest range on the Divine Judgment I've ever seen. It was a flicker away, and he still grabbed him. A full wipeout. BTK, the Bloodthirsty Kings, living up to their name with the TP at the end, takes game 1 against the Ohio brothers in the Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans tournament.
And boy, oh boy, that was anything but a close match. What a way to close things out for the game number 1. And I would just have to say, what a way to open the evening. That's just nasty. Leslie with a 7-0-7, Gina being literally salty on that battlefield, making sure to delete that front line, as well as one-shot Zia and Salamanca. So that's just a way to play. 11.4, but for me, the real MVP was none other than Fight Chicken on the Terizla. The way he gave those setups, the way he made sure to zone that backline off and take that entire aggression right onto him. That was outworldly, and Zane being extremely tanky with 37% damage tank, 65,000. That's quite a lot of beating he took, but he made sure to deliver 18% of that back to the team of the Ohio brothers.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I mean, that was more of a dominance when it comes to game 1, right? I mean, I would even give BTK the MVP over to Joy Bosch with those amazing Divine Judgments going in and getting those sets. So between him and Chicken, they were unstoppable on that match. But guys, that is only game 1. This is a best of 5 in the grand final, so don't go anywhere. Grab some popcorn, grab some drinks, and root for your favorite teams on who you think will win this tournament. $1,000 and 100,000 diamonds. We'll be right back with you guys for game 2.
Ever, but at the heart of it all, we're building a community. Isn't that right, Cena?
That's right, Eunice. We are making an amazing community. Hello, everyone. It's Yunella Lee here. For this season, let's make it a memorable one on and off the stage as we build a sense of camaraderie and sportsmanship. For the NACT 2023 fall season, let's embrace this journey together and make it an unforgettable one in esports history. I can't wait to share this adventure with you all. See you guys all soon.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang's new emblem system is about to launch. Master the new emblem system, unleash their potential, and conquer the battlefield. No matter which heroes you play, the new emblem system will open up new possibilities. In the new emblem system, talents will no longer be restricted to specific emblems and can be mixed and matched for greater customization and versatility on the battlefield. Imagine using Bargain Hunter with the Marksman emblem on Layla to gear up ahead of the enemy for an early power spike. Or Killing Spree on the Mage emblem for Guzhan to turn him into an even deadlier assassin that can pick off the enemy one after another. You can discover more ways to play your favorite heroes and really shake up the meta. We've streamlined the emblem types to make it easier to pick the right one. We've also optimized talents to focus on providing more options for your heroes. In terms of editing and applying emblem setups, it's now easier than ever to quickly adjust them on any hero. You can configure your talents in just 3 simple steps. When it comes to progression, your emblems will no longer...
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans Grand Finals BTK up against the Ohio Brothers, an amazing best of 5. My name is Steph Weezy, I'm your host. We're not wasting any more time, man. We're gonna powerhouse through this and see these teams fight it out to see who will be champion, right? A sneak peek at the top teams in North America, right? 2 teams that have an automatic placement in the NACT. Everybody else in NA has to fight it out in a bloodthirsty qualifiers for the next 3 days. So let's go ahead and meet our amazing caster who will be jumping into this game with me all the way across from India as well. Next door neighbor to Scared Yet, if I say so myself. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Kronos is in the building, the man with the plan. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic, Weezy. Thanks for the wonderful introduction. Yes, probably neighbors indeed. And we go straight into the draft. Like you said, we don't want to waste any time, given the fact that we've taken up all this time already of the entire audience that's viewing this game for this grand final. We've seen them go against each other many times over. We saw them in the NACT spring season. We saw them in the NABA tournament, the NABA tournament finals, right? The Ohio Brothers took that. And NACT was taken by the BTK, although it went down to a really close Game 7. And the NABA tournament was a sweep, if I'm not wrong, by the Ohio Brothers. And here we have a little bit of change in the roster with Gina coming in for the side of BTK. And Ohio Brothers being the same, just the fact that they changed this, made this change in Milo, and you gave an introduction to him already. He is one of those players that is underrated in this current, I would say, in this bracket. And he has all of these qualities with all these supreme titles. And given the fact that all that's going on, we can see all the same bands coming out. We have the Kadita, the Fredrin, the Fanny, the Angela. All these are heroes that are open in the meta right now. But speaking of, White Chicken had a really great game previously. Given the fact that he was doing the dirty work for the entire team. That's what the EXP Laner is all about, right? Being present in the map the entire time. So the one to be watching for this entire game as well will be White Chicken and Milo. The battle between the EXP laners, who I would say would decide this game as well. However, we would like to see, I was going to say that Kaja has to be banned out, given the fact that Joybot was playing it to the ultimate level, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. So you'd say, I guess, Gina kind of being underrated, because Gina hasn't really been on the pro scene as much this year, but Gina has been playing for a while in North America. Just took a little bit of a break, but back in action. I still have always been a fan of Gina God mode. Definitely a nasty. I used to call Gina God mode Gina Claude mode back in the day. If you see the Claude out there, it's going to be insane, I'm telling you. But looking at this game so far, right? I mean, BTK had an explosive performance with match 1. They dominated, one-sided story. We got to see how the Ohio Brothers responds. Like you mentioned, I love how you brought up the Naba, right? The Naba, we've seen the Ohio Brothers sweep them, like you stated. But that wasn't the story that we just seen in game 1, so looks like Chicken joining the mix, Gina on the table as well. Are these what they need to possibly shut down TOB, or will TOB be able to come back from that dominant performance in game 1 and change the narrative?
Yeah, it's all that bad blood between the Ohio Brothers and BTK, right? They've been having this going on for a long time now, and BTK living up to the title of being the bloodthirsty kings, going for blood straight away, drawing first blood in this series. And at this point, we can look at the draft. It's pretty much the same draft, almost the same draft where Salamanca here, Hoon, as we know, will be going for the same high ground mages that he is known for. Actually gives away the Valentina, and it's picked up by Yato. And Joybotch picking up his signature Franco. And Sir Bene, who we know Shark, is one of the best roamers out there, not only in North America, possibly the world as well, given the fact that his bread and butter is that Kufra and provides those valuable sets. But this time we can see Milo taking away the Terizla, trying to show Chicken that he can play it better than Chicken. So I don't know. Is that something that you would like to see? How would we counter this Terizla? Speaking of, they go for the X-Borg.
Yeah, the X-Borg is definitely going to be interesting. Does have that true damage, and something that we kind of see as a sneak peek when it comes to drafting, right? Some teams try and pull out these trump cards out of nowhere. So I want to see how it plays into this. You mentioned Milo picking up this Terizla. Yeah, we did see Chicken have it last time. Chicken had amazing sets with the penalty zone, and that definitely helped them with the early finish that they had. But Milo had a great performance as well, right? He drew first blood. He was rotating around. He didn't really die too often. But when it came to Chicken being able to set up the team for the Ohio brothers to be picked off, that's where he kind of shined a little bit more than Milo, right? So looks like Milo's having the same plan, gonna jump in with those penalty zones, but it's definitely gonna be a battle of placement. But something that I'm noticing as a little bit of a repetitive pattern is suppression on the table yet again, right? Joyboys ran the Kaja last game. It was the opening factor which led to the snowball that we've seen, and now he got to the Franco. So I don't know, maybe they just ban out the suppression and not let it happen. They took out the Kaja, but hey, Franco is still up for grabs, and without wasting any time, Joyboys is definitely gonna lock that in.
Yeah, you know that. Speaking of, give a ban out one suppression, pick out the other, and we can see a BTK going for the assassin bans, trying to take away the hero pool of best player, knowing that he is one of the best assassin players in the North American region. And after looking at that game of Baksha that Moba Zane had, a wonderful game where he can rotate so quickly around the map, provide all the anti-heal by the Tortoises Puissance, and now taking over the Beatrix as well, just limiting the hero pool. However, Zane does go for a Martis in the jungle. I would say myself, that is one way to counter a Terizla, given the fact that you can CC immune the entire penalty zone. And here we're seeing the best player hover over this Lancelot. At this point, is Lancelot really a good option given the fact that you look at BTK's draft, right? Yes, they have the Franco, they have the suppression coming in, they have Yato on this Valentina as well. Then you have this X-Borg, who they have a lot of mobility, a lot of survivability. You don't want to pick off the Franco because he's only a tank, right? He's not the one that you want to pick off the entire game. And Zane has that Mortal Coil to actually use that to CC immune his way, and he even gets damage reduction when he's using that skill. So not really a big fan of this Lancelot pick right here, but then knowing best player, he could prove me wrong all the time. And Zia QT going in for this Brody, which will pay dividends as he is much more of a siege marksman, I would say, that can take down these turrets really quick and work his way around the map. And Gina Salty here, like you said, that is the quad mode that we're going for. I mean, if I say so myself, it's time, right? It's quadrant time at this point. And to say they have a really good composition, only one thing I want to stress over the fact that in the previous game, we saw Joybotch going with Kaja with the suppression, right? And we had Terizla coming in from White Chicken, who has the group potential setup. But in this game, we don't have that. X-Borg doesn't really provide group sets apart from his smart missiles, which has a little bit of CC to take away. But given at this point, Joybotch seems like he has a big role to play, just having these early pickoffs. Same with Milo and Sir Benny as well. And looks like it's going to be a battle of the EXP laners, the roamers, and Weezy, take it away.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, we are jumping into Game 2, the Ohio Brothers versus the Bloodthirsty Kings in the Nighthorde and Mobile Saiyans Tournament Grand Finals, as both of these teams are fighting it out for $1,000 cash prize and 100,000 diamonds. Partnered up with the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy to host this amazing event while the NACT is active, a sneak peek of North America's finest talent who will be able to climb that ladder and claim victory. Will it be Moba Zane and the champions from the NACT spring season, or will the Ohio Brothers make their mark in history today?
Yeah, this is only a small sneak peek, like you said, right, to before the NACT actually comes up. So we can see what we're in for. And White Chicken here, you can see the early rotation coming in, given the fact that he has a very fast wave clear, goes in and secures the Lethal Wanderer for the side of BTK, while Joybot just makes his way around the map, tries to get a couple of hooks and lands them. It's all about landing these initial hooks, right? He lands these first 2-3 hooks in the first 3 minutes of the game. It's going to be a game changer. It's not just the fact that he has suppression in his kit, but it's also a mental factor when it comes to play, right?
Yeah, definitely a mental factor. And Chicken, very low, kind of similar to the last game, almost falling as first blood, but he knows when to pull out. But you are going to see best player rush in last second. This time is going to secure the kill. Fried Chicken falling for first blood, being drawn by the Ohio brothers.
Yeah, that's an early first blood, first 1 minute, 30 seconds in the game. Just like the previous game, White Chicken getting a little too low, too early, and just being taken down by this Lancelot and best player. Just dashes in, goes in with a Thorn Rose, uses a Retribution, in fact, to actually secure the kill. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, in the goal lane, we can see that Sanrio skin of Quad that's available in the Mobile Legends shop right now. Just make sure you go ahead and grab those skins as we speak about it. That's probably one of the best skins in the games for Quad, if I'm not wrong. And Wheezy, we can see this real-world manipulation drop down.
Yeah, it does drop down on the top side. Not going to really provide the most pressure. A little bit of a waste of utility, if I say so myself, especially with this turtle being spawned in. But both teams are going to fight it out inside of the pit, but only one team will be able to take this objective. Best player goes with Thorn Rose, secures it for the Ohio brothers, gets a kill, gets the turtle. Chicken finds best player to respond. Milo takes down Joy Bosch. Fighting out over those, Zane out for blood. Decimations into Milo and shuts him down. 2-2 on the scoreboard.
Yeah, that was a wonderful engage coming in from Joybot, right? They give the turtle away, and Mobazane just comes out right on time to secure those kills. That suppression, like we said, actually making the difference from Joybot. And you can see the pressure coming in on the map from this Franco. And the Iron Hook misses. At this point, we can only say about how this early game goes for BTK. The better the early game for BTK, the better the game it is for them. They had a wonderful early game previously. Speaking of, Shark going in, the Iron Hook lands.
And the decimation combo. Zane is going to find Sorbini, takes down Shark, his old teammate, his former roamer, who we've seen play beside him for so long in North America. Kind of crazy to see them on opposite sides of the battlefield nowadays, but looking at the scoreboard, 3-2 so far. I mean, when we're looking at the gold lane, right, we're looking at Gina running this Claude, and we're also looking at Zia running the Brody. Both of them that have that late game potential. I think one of the focuses for Joy Bosch is definitely to get around and stop this Brody when he can, but Brody does have that corrosive strike to get that little bit of a stun and flicker out to safety. So that is something that does work in the favor for TOB. But if we kind of look at history from game one, right, we've seen Joy Bosch be the opener in the early phase. He was getting a lot of those divine judgments in, but now running this Franco, that's going to be the same job, right? Hit the iron hooks, get the suppressions in, and they will be able to get the early start that they're looking for. And I think the Ohio brothers has kind of warmed up to their strategy and is playing a little bit safer now.
Yeah, the torn apart memory in the bot lane from ZQT actually not enough to take down Gina. However, enough to chunk him down low so he can siege at this turret, the gold shield, and get all that he can. Sir Bene charges up, but to no avail. And here, this is a turtle fight going on, Wheezy. Milo seems like he wants to go at the penalty zone any moment.
Yeah, it's going to go in for this objective. The first turtle did go to the Ohio brothers. Can they get the second? Bloody Hunt goes down. Zane takes down best player and gets the retribution. 2-for-1 combo for the Bloodthirsty Kings, forcing the Ohio brothers out of the turtle pit.
Yeah, that was a clean turtle take. And you can see White Chicken, right? I mentioned about this before. White Chicken doesn't really have the set potential, but his zoning ability when it comes in these team fights, in taking this neutral objective, is second to none. At this point, we can see him. He zoned out Milo towards his own turret, used the last insanity, even flickered into the turret just to make sure he could actually get any kill or extra damage going on there, and just recalls out in the base to make sure he can get back to that Faraga armor and that HP to sustain in these team fights. As we can take a look in these, at these items right now, we can see that both the roamers going for a steel leg plates to give that little bit of defense, going in for that tough boots. At this point, the quad has already got the Demon Hunter sword, And the War Axe coming in from best player should make sure he deals out a lot of damage. And Brody, speaking of, picks up this Blade of Despair.
Yeah, definitely picks up the Blade of Despair, trying to be able to chunk into the high HP hero pool that the Ohio Brothers has. But when we're looking at what's going on so far, right? 2-4 on the scoreboard. Moba Zane, very comfortable on this Martis right now. Just like you said, oh my goodness, speaking of picks, you're going to see the Bloody Hunt go down, the Terrify, the Manipulation, but Zerbini is going to Tyrant's Revenge out of there just in time. Almost got caught in a bad situation and found himself in an early grave, but able to get out in the blink of an eye. But looking at Zane, like I said, he's very comfortable on this Martis. I think it was an excellent pickup with that manipulation, being able to sustain himself in all of that CC, right? You're jumping into a manipulation, a penalty zone, a corrosive strike from Zia, not to mention the bouncing ball, the magic ball from Sir Benny. And I just think that that's just great drafting so far for BTK. The Lancelot, a little questionable, like you stated. Can it work? In theory, yes, you're a little bit invulnerable when that Thorn Rose goes down, and I think that's what best player is kind of banking on. But speaking of banking, a slam dunk on the way. Gina falls into the hands of Zia. He's going to pick up that kill in the goal lane. Joy Bosch not able to save his ADC, and now Salamanca rotating around, trying to trap Joy Bosch on an island with 3 members of the Ohio Brothers, but he has the minions in his favor. Can he sustain himself, though? Looking like it may be a 2v1 engagement.
Yeah, look at that. Brody just sieging at the turret, right? At this point, we can see that BTK got the turtle, but they gave away the bot lane turret in exchange. And like you said, this best player with this Lancelot can't really do much, right? He's quite squishy. The tanks a lot that we saw in the previous meta, the previous patch, that is really good, but given the fact that there's so much sustain coming in from the side of BTK, Lancelot just has to have just to go and finish off the entire team. However, you do have the torn apart memory for the same as well. Sir Benny with the conceal play, however, does not catch out anyone. And Milo here should put in all that, put in that map pressure, which he's not able to, given the fact that White Chicken is actually able to clear out these lanes quite fast and rotate around the map. Given the fact that he does have the dominance ice right now, along with the warrior boots, providing the extra bit of sustain and that anti-heal to make sure that the Terizla will be a factor. And the conceal play goes down.
It's going to go in. Hook not going to hit the mark. Joy Bosch wasting the conceal. But overall, it was a great strategy, right? He was trying to find an opportunity. Sometimes it doesn't happen, though, but he still has the Bloody Hunt. And Zia Cutie playing smart. Goes back to that Bush Sir Benny and Salamanca for the backup. But Gina will be able to claim this turret, a response for losing the one on the bottom side. Trying to even up the economy and the map. Is going to claim the turret, but down goes the manipulation. The battle we were looking for. Joy Bosch caught in the middle of all that. Penalty zone from Milo. Not going to connect the double flicker to get out. And the torn apart memories on their way as well for some chip damage, but nobody will fall in that engagement. BTK claiming the turret.
Yeah, and meanwhile in the mid lane, the Thorn Rose connects, but White Chicken doesn't go down quite close. You can see that Lancelot does not have the damage. The top lane, Valentina goes down, and that's another kill on towards this Zia QT on the same Gina. That's 2 for the 2 deaths that Gina has had so far, has been both towards Zia with this Brody.
Yeah, Zia definitely getting very comfortable, leading the way in gold out of both marksmen. Is going to go ahead and claim that turret. A response back for losing his, which means both turrets on the bottom and top lane have been cleared, and now it's going to be a battle for the mid, as you are going to see best player making quick work of this Lord. Chicken trying to get in there for the contest, but not going to be able to make it in time, and down it goes for the Ohio Brothers.
Yes, you know, I would like to see the itemization at this point, given the fact that I was looking at Chicken going in for the Ice Queen one quite early for that slow and spell, and meanwhile, Chicken get caught in the rock and a hard place.
Yeah, may not be able to get out of there. Torn apart memories for the final touch. The Midas touch at its finest right there is going to find him, take him down. Zia picking up his 3rd kill so far, 10 minutes in, and here we go. Battle in the mid lane, but Moba Zane wrapping around. Mortar Coils with the Azure's Wrath. Possibly going to go in for a kill. Manipulation dropping down from Salamanca. Zia Cutie is going to claim the tier 2 for the bottom side with the Lord marching as well. But Blaze Duet maybe on the way. Sir Benny rushing in for the set, for the knockup. Finds Moba Zane, shuts him down. Gina takes down Milo. Zia gets a mega kill. Salamanca finds Joy Boss. Conceal play called in. They are not done. They have the Lord on their side. The Ohio Brothers responding back to losing game 1 with that dominant performance from BTK, but now they are leading the way. They have the control. Hoon is going to take out Fried Chicken, open up the base, takes the inhibitor. Gina by himself, blazing duet, not enough to stop the Lord. Is this it?
You're gonna
3,
end.
2, 1. The Ohio brothers evening out the series 1-1 against BTK.
Yeah, the Ohio brothers saying they're not done, right? They don't want to show. They want to show everybody that the NABA tournament final was just not just a fluke. They won that with a 4-0 sweep and a 3-0 sweep, brother. And now they want to compete for this Nighthorde X Mobile Saiyans tournament prize as well. And you can see it. It's ZQT, that Siege Marksman I was talking about, putting in all that work with all the items that he had, the Wind of Nature, the Blade of Despair, the Malefic Roar, and the Fury Hammer to actually have the extra bit of penetration when it comes to taking it down. And Gina here putting in a lot of work, but there was not enough time for him to scale up and get those items. Like you can see, that 81% turret damage that came in from Zia, and best player not really having the best of games, quite underwhelming performance, but given the fact that his team won, what else do you guys say, Weezy?
Yeah, I mean, hey, we wanted to see it. Was it going to be a one-sided performance today? Was it going to be a sweep? But no, they're evening out the series, and that was what I was hoping for, right? I don't like seeing one-sided stories. I like to see the powerhouses in North America being on kind of an equal footing, and I believe that's what we're having so far. So I think the question of the day, not only to you, Kronos, but to everybody out there watching the stream is, where will Game 3 take us? The polls are up. Vote for your prospective teams. Will it be BTK? Will it be TOB? Don't go anywhere. Almost tripped up on those letters trying to hit those acronyms. We'll be right back with you guys for Game 3.
And you never know, it might be you that I announce as the winner.
Hi, I'm Gideon Q. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a talent as well as a caster for a majority of the MLBB tournaments that you may see internationally. Good luck to all the teams who are coming in for NACT fall season. I can't wait to see potentially new talents coming out from North America. Obviously, we love the old, but some new ones would be great to see how the community is going to continue to grow, and especially when we're looking at the top 1%, good luck to all of you guys, especially those who are prepared to deal with a giant crowd when you start flying over for the international. Good luck, everybody.
Wait, sorry. Hi everyone, I'm Nighthorde. How are you guys doing? I just want to say a few good words here. I've been very excited to see you guys grow. It's so great to see how things have developed over the seasons, over the years. I hope it gets bigger. I hope you guys have more to say on the international scene, and I heard you guys are coming to ISF, so that's super great. Can't wait to see you guys there. Can't wait to see you guys rock the, LBB scene.
Hey guys, my name's Tefel, and here's the thing, we watch NACT Grand Finals, and if that shows anything about how NACT is as a region, you know what? I can't wait for it. I hope NACT falls. All of you guys will do good, because at M5, we gotta see a surprise, man. I can't wait to see NAs in M5.
What's up guys, I'm Mirko, Indonesian caster. Right now, casting for MSC. I'm eating. They told me to do this. It's all good. NACT is gonna be insane, all right? You know who I'm rooting for. I'm wearing their colors, BTK all the way, all right? So yeah, BTK. Support M5 BTK.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans Grand Finals as we are watching BTK go up against the Ohio brothers in the Grand Finals. My name is Steph Weezy, and I'm your host today. That's right, Nighthorde and the Mobile Saiyans have collaborated with the Mobile Legends Group Academy to provide 32 teams a chance to compete. And now we are here in the Grand Finals, the powerhouses of North America who are leading the way and also already have a spot in NACT fall season. That's right, BTK going up against TOB, and this is Game 3 out of the best of 5 for the Grand Finals. $1,000 on the line and 100,000 diamonds. Game 3 will be casted alongside my brother all the way across the waters in India. That's right, Scarejet is in the building. How are you doing?
I'm doing amazing. I was just confused which kind of hand pose should I show, but I just ended up showing nothing in the camera, so that's just me with my smaller camera out there. But we've still got a big match in front of us. That is game number 2. And these teams are actually showing us the reason why they are top 2. The adaptation that's coming in from TOB in game number 2 just showed how well they are prepared for this grand finals. And now we're going to see bans coming in just like the game number 1. Fanny, Angela, but this time we're going to see the adjustment in the form of an Eve.
That's right, in the form of Eve. Looks like they are trying to limit some of the mage hero pull over there from Yato, right? Now, Valentina's still on the table. Second pick is in the favor for TOB, but does Hoon pick that up? We will see. Now, looking at the draft so far, something that's been more common lately is that Angela and the Uranus combination, right? Taking them both off the table, limiting the sustainability from both sides. Now, the Fanny, nothing out of the ordinary. I mean, we all know what best player is capable of. I don't think we'll ever see a game where Fanny walks when best player is on the opposing side. So, with the first ban phase being finalized, what are we thinking so far, Scared Jet?
Okay, so in the previous game, we did see Rieto going in for that Eve pick as the first one, so it does seem that they can go in for the Novaria if they want to, but yeah, right, take notes, of course.
Oh, I am, because I'm casting on NACT as well, so I'm like, shoot, dude, I'm looking at everything. But go ahead, how do you feel about this?
Yeah. I'll be looking forward to that. I'll be watching every single game of NACT, no matter if it's morning out there. We still have videos on the YouTube. But nonetheless, yes, coming back to the drafting phase, it does seem that they might as well try to pick up the EXP data. All right, they're going to pick the roamer up. That's the Kaja. Still have the Franco on the table, so we might possibly see TOB going in for that. But they've been working pretty solid with that Kufra. Even in the first game, we did see Kufra going in for some pretty solid setups. It's just that it did not have enough damage. So maybe this time TOB would want to prioritize the other picks, maybe the jungle.
Yeah, I mean,
if
we'll see how
possible.
it goes. It could be a possibility. I mean, but Joybosh did pick up this Kufra. No, he picked up the dude.
Kaja.
I'm having the Kaja. Oh my gosh, he picked up that Kaja. My bad. I'm looking at him hovering over this Akai, and I'm wondering, is he gonna slot it in? And I'm like, but anyway. Wrong category. Same first letter, but definitely not a Kufra, a Kaja. Now, looking at the Kaja, though, this is the third time that Joyboss has picked up suppression, right? He had the Franco in game 2. He had the Kaja for game 1. Kaja was a problem game 1, right? But they banned it out to not allow him to pick it up. But this time, it walks back in his hands, and is this a deciding factor to be able to turn this in their favor? But looks like TOB is going to have it as well because they have the Valentina. So, I mean, now we've got a Kaja on both sides of the table. But one thing that doesn't really work for the Valentina, though, is it's the mage. So if Valentina uses that, that Divine Judgment, she will be a stalemate as well. So it's kind of like trapping herself when you really think about it.
Yes, that is if we see Salamanca not running on that flicker, because you might see Salamanca dashing in, then landing the Divine Judgment, and then using that flicker to jump back to his own team. So we might possibly see that kind of combination coming in. But yes, guys, please do not worry. We are not seeing a Zaz coming out in this draft, as we know that Claude is up for grabs. So nonetheless, I really love the pick coming in this time from Gina. It's the Beatrix. The Brody snowball in the previous game did work out for TOB. This time, I think so they should not lean on to the Brody. We still have a lot of assassins up for grabs, so maybe TOB might want to pick that assassin in a later part. So it is possible for them to secure their marksman as well. But seeing how Gina has already logged in the Beatrix, I believe carry could be an option. But that is if BTK decide to go in for yet another tanky jungler. So maybe they can try and secure that if they want to, or they can go in for their roam pick, solidify that, and go in for some pick-off composition just like the one that BTK has. Or maybe, just lock in the Kufra. The Grog does basically the same thing.
Ooh, I mean, this is getting very dangerous, right? I mean, you have this setup potential from Yato, and then you also have it from Joybaj as well, right? Group CC and single target. And then you have Gina with a variety of weapon skills to choose from to be able to fight from afar and up close, conal damage, and I guess circle damage as well with the Bennett's Rage, right? So it could be a problem, but when I'm looking at TOB, I mean, you have the Terrify from Salamanca. He can grab the Divine Judgment. He can grab the Ocean's Oddity, the Rough Waves. He can grab that whole combination. And then you have Sir Benny, right, with the Wild Charge to be able to go in, get the knockup, drop the Guardian's barrier down for some CC as well. So, I mean, this is looking good so far. One thing that I think we both can agree on is this is going to be some heavy 5v5 engagements from both sides of the table.
That is true. Plus, the most important part that's going to come down is those micro plays. How well are you able to time your skill one to dodge those Ocean of Deaths as well as those CCs that are going to come in from Kanita and Kaja? So that's going to be extremely important for Sir Benny, especially on that Grog, because yes, Grog pretty solid to face check the bushes, but also is very squishy. Plus, when you know that there's a suppression on the table in your opponent, you will be a little more reluctant to jump into those bushes, especially when it's mid-game or late game and you see Gina rolling on the Malefic Roars, on the BODs. So I believe that maybe TOB would want to go in for yet another pick that can actually check those bushes or at least give them some kind of information or utility. So I'm seeing a retribution on the outlet in the hands of best player. I'm pretty sure that it should go into that EXP lane, but if they decide to surprise us, I think so the Grok should go in the EXP and they could pick something like the Novaria to reveal, to show, get them the information using the ultimate.
Yeah, I mean, and looking at BTK, the way they're banning so far, they don't think that that's going to be a jungle Arlot, right? They're thinking that's going to be the
Right.
XP lane, especially with them taking out that Ling. So I think they're on the same page as you right there, Scared Jet, on exactly where TOB is going with it. But I like how TOB is drafting, right? They're keeping them on their toes. They're not letting them know, right? It's kind of like that third dimensional drafting in the making so far from both sides of the table. And this is what we love to see. Final ban pulled out for BTK. They're going to go ahead and take down that Hayabusa, trying to limit the jungle capability for best player.
Indeed, and no way are we actually seeing them going in for a tank. They still have a lot of options on the table, though. They secure the Martis. Now, pretty sure that Martis should go into the jungle, but it does seem that they can surprise us even till the last minute. They are going to keep that draft as flexible as they can. I mean, we have not seen that, but maybe they would run Grok into the jungle with that retribution. I don't know if it actually works or not, but I've seen people in Epic actually run that, and sometimes it works out. I mean, I haven't pushed this time, but nonetheless, looking at the draft coming in from the BTK, this time their answer back, they have solidified their three main roles. That's the roam, mage, as well as the marksman, and now are gonna pick the Lapu for fried chicken. I do remember him wrecking havoc with the bravest warrior, so I'd be looking forward to it, especially knowing that there's a ton of CC in your opponent. That's a very solid tool to bait out those crowd control themes. Plus, Mobazane on the alpha, we're going to see him dealing a ton of damage with that charge.
Yeah, it's going to be a ton of damage, right? I mean, looking at the draft being finalized, BTK has a little sustainability with Chicken and Zane over there, right? I mean, I like to say Lapu is kind of a jack of all trades. He has range damage, he has frontline potential, he also has CC and anti-CC in his kit. But speaking of kits, last pick has been solidified for Zia Cutie for the Ohio brothers. Is going to lock up this Melissa. Now, that's interesting, right? I mean, he's going to be going up against the Beatrix, so he can fight a little bit further, keep her at bay. And that is going to be both sides with their picks. We did see the Martis, though, swapped over. Best player is going to run that in the jungle, and it looks like Milo is going to go ahead and run this Arlot for the XP line.
That draft was pretty solid for TOB, but the Melissa pick is something that I'm pretty scared of, because you know that there's a Lapu in your opponent, so your go away would not affect the bravest warriors as much as you would think it would, because you have the AoE coming in, you would be targeted, plus there's also the Oceans of Death, Breath of the Ocean, and the rough waves, which are definitely going to rough you up. So we'll have to wait and see how the Melissa actually works out, because you need to have that snowball effect going in. But nonetheless, for now, we're going to go in the Land of Dawn. Bloodthirsty Kings on the blue side, taking on the Ohio Brothers on the red side.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the grand finals for the Nighthorde and Mobile Saiyans collaboration with the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. $1,000 on the line and 100,000 diamonds. North America's powerhouse is fighting it out, putting everything on the table. Who was holding that trump card for victory? Will we be able to see BTK take the aggressive tempo for the series, or will it be the Ohio Brothers? They are tied 1-1.
Well, that's exactly what you want to see in that grand finals. You want to see both of these teams going neck to neck, but someone's going to break that deadlock. As for now, we're going to see Boj being shunned down a little bit, but Sakaja, he's there to soak up that damage, and just what you would expect in the gold lane. A stalemate, and it's Zia just freezing the wave in his favor. Just a little bit of skirmish, the damage being exchanged here and there, but I don't think so we're going to see any full-on solid engage until the first turtle of the game.
Yeah, just going to play a little bit passive, but I mean, me and you kind of agreed when it came to the draft, right? They have good 5v5 engagement composition, so it's going to be down to the wire on who takes these objectives. But I will say, with best player running this Martis, he may have the slightest advantage, right? Nobody can really stop him when he uses the Mortal Coils, and he can go in with the Decimation and pretty much take down everybody. So I expect BTK to play a little bit safe and more passive in the early games. They don't want best player to kind of lead the way and create that bridge in the early game for TOB.
Indeed. Plus, he's running with the tenacity. So we know that he would be taking that tanky path, at least with the emblems. That seems to be the case. If in case he decides in midway to do something else, that's totally up to him. Those are the micro decisions. We're going to leave on him. Gina, though, is going to take a few of those gold out of that tower shield. And we will be seeing the first turtle spawning right in. Violet still not level 4. And Yeto is also jumping in. That's going to be the engage. The starter, at least.
Yeah, definitely the start, but not the finish, as now the turtle in play, best player, may be able to get this with no contest. Chicken there, but they don't have Zane, so that will be the first turtle going to the Ohio brothers, the first inch objective in their favor. Now, we didn't really see a trade from BTK. I admire them playing passive, but they can't let these objectives go untraded.
That is true, and we're talking about trades.
Oh my god!
Oh!
What just happened, Chicken? Showing the world he is back and ready to compete on the NA professional scene. Is gonna take down Milo with an amazing performance, hit every single skill and completely obliterated him in a matter of seconds, drawing first blood for BTK.
That's the power of Lapu Lapu, the tribal warrior. You do not want to face him in that 1v1, even though you've got a ton of CC talking about CC.
Whoa!
That's just... that's bullying. That's bullying.
Well, hey, Scary J, you said that's the power of Lapu Lapu. I think that's the power of Chicken right there. Throwing some french fries on the menu as well, but now on the top side, an engagement going down. You are going to see the Divine Judgment grab up Zia. Muddle's just going to drop down with the go away. Zia is going to find Gina for the punish. Yato finds Zia Cutie. That is going to be 3-1 on the scoreboard so far. Sir Benny gets back to safety, able to recall back, but on the bottom side off screen, BTK was able to claim the first turret.
I mean, Alpha does have the siege potential, but this is the level that's out of this world. And you know what? BTK are at this point saying that we don't need the neutral objectives. You can take all the turtles you want. We're just gonna take farm up by taking your lives and your towers. And it's 3-1, just as you mentioned, 12,000 gold up against 10,000 gold. So that's already an almost 2k gold lead in favor of BTK, and they've almost chunked down the mid gold as well. So they are making sure to power farm and feeding everything into this alpha in the hands of MOBA Zane. And they are making sure that the Beatrix is not dying in that top lane. That these are the 2 win conditions for BTK, and they are fulfilling it perfectly.
Exactly. Keys to victory. And here comes one with the swiftness. Oh my goodness. A wild charge for the knock-up. Dodging the Bennett's rage. Joybot's very low. Needs to get it out. But TOB in the turtle pit yet again. Will claim this objective. Best player with the retribution. Chicken. Looking like Superman going in for the double stun onto Salamanca, onto Milo, finds one, but trapped by the Guardian's barrier from Sir Benny to allow Milo to escape. Man, that was looking scary. Chicken definitely leading the way. 3 out of the 4 kills so far for BTK.
Chicken is just frying them at this point, because this guy rotating right from the bottom, and just when you thought the Ohio brothers were safe, you're surprised with that stun coming in from the Landshaker. And what's next? Bravest Warriors, you can't CC him. Boom, we're gonna see probably an engage in the top 4 now. It's just BTK trying to take that tower down. It's 5.5 minutes in the game, and they've got a goal lead of just 1,500 thanks to the turtle, but another engage probably.
Another engage may be on the way near the top side. Zane is going to go ahead and proxy these minions. Zia Cutie can't even get to the turret for the defense. And it looks like they will be able to claim yet another turret. They took the bottom one, and looks like they may be able to take the top. Sir Benny trying to go there for the denial. Zia Cutie able to stop Gina from taking it, though. I admire their commitment when it comes to defense, and they don't lose that turret.
Indeed, but they will probably try to take the life of Zane.
They are going to try, and it looks like they will be able to do it. Salamanca is going to find Zane. Bennett's Ray dropping down. Amir's Passion from Gina as well for some damage, but he's not going to find the mark. They did lose their jungler in that process. Still 4-2 on the scoreboard. And the first turret going into the hands of BTK, but they have not claimed any turtles.
Indeed, and that is probably the reason why this lead has not snowballed out of control. So that's kudos to Ohio brothers for making sure securing that neutral objective, just so they can, keep up with that goal deficit that they might have been in. And quickly having a look at the items. Both the teams just building their normal items. Martis with that damage route, Hunter Strike, that's definitely going to help him in the movement speed. as well as some of that penetration in the early game, and now is focusing down on the dominant sides to make sure Zayn is stopped in his tracks. And for now, stopping in its tracks, we see the turtle is going to go in for BTK, and without any contest.
That's right. BTK is going to claim the third turtle of this game. That's the first one they have secured, and now the fight in the mid-river not going to amount to anything. But they got what they came for, right? Finding their first neutral objective. They are still leading the way. I mean, they're up by almost 2,000 gold so far, and it looks like they have no plan on letting up this lead.
Indeed, Yeto could not connect the rough waves onto Salamanca, so they did miss out on one of the potential pickoffs, but nonetheless, that was a pretty solid flicker coming in. I just hoped he did not flicker into the rough waves. So for now, talking about rough waves, that's a rough needle picking on Gina in the top side.
Oh, and speaking of pickoffs, you did see the conceal play called out. Not going to amount to anything, but Joyboss conceals as well. Kind of questioning what's going on right now. It's a little bit of a dance for the top lane. They are going to go ahead and clear it out. They looks like they may go in for the siege. I mean, Sir Benny and Salamanca are there. They have the minions, but they also have some good defensive stances from BTK to deny it, and it looks like it will be a stalemate.
Indeed, that kind of seemed like the Drax moment. Like, if I stand so still, you would not be able to see me. Yeah, even though that was the conceal being used, but nonetheless, that was a pretty bad joke. Please ignore it. For now, these teams are not ignoring the fact that they are just so very close in that goal lead. They're not leaving any of those objectives unattended. They're just rotating so very well. Like, they're kind of making sure that both these roamers follow each other's footsteps, right? Joybot is literally panning every single move of Sir Benny and vice versa. And that is one of the reasons why their marksmen have been alive. They've just fallen once, and seeing the way that this game is going in, that's a pretty solid achievement for both of them.
Ooh, but now they're going to get punished. They put all of that focus onto Sir Benny and use all their utility. Battle going out, go away as well. Rough Waves, best player finds Mobile Zayn. Takes one member down. They got one, and that is all they needed. Conceal play has been called in, though. Chicken in the bush. Justice Blaze goes out, but he's going to dive out of there. Not the fight he wants to take. But it looks like they are going to shift their focus over to this Lord. But Zayn not being in for the next 14 seconds. TOB is not going to waste any time. They're going to go in for this Lord. They have the retribution. But Chicken, Joybosh for the denial. Yato circling around, trying to get a possible steal, but not going to be able to do it. Best player claims the Lord for TOB.
Safe. All right, well safe. I almost thought that Chicken might make an amazing outplay in that situation, but that was a good zone coming in from the Ohio brothers. Pretty disciplined play, and just, keeping things to that textbook play, making sure they secure the Lord without any major difficulties, and it's going to march down from that bottom side. So they will have some leeway towards that top as well as mid. They will try to push that wave and might possibly see a skirmish coming in towards that top side now.
Yeah, a little bit of a skirmish may be on the way for both sides right now, as you are going to see Joybosh, Yato, and Gina trying to get away, trying to run into the turret. Speaking of turret, Zia Cutie is going to claim the first one on the top lane as well, trying to open up the map for TOB. Goes in for another. They're not stopping. Oh my goodness, Salamanca with the Terrify, dealing massive damage to Joybosh and Gina, forcing them back to the inhibitor. This may be two turret plays in favor for TOB and no response back from BTK. I love the way this match is going. Just when you think it's in one team's favor, the other team is full of surprises, and there it goes. Tier 2 falling into the hands of TOB.
How dare I even doubt Zia on that Melissa? That's something that I should never do, but for now, I don't think so. The engage should be pretty good for Zayn if in case he sticks to that, but that's the discipline kicking in. Fight for that's the oh my god.
Sir Benny is gonna find Yato, gets a kill in the mid lane with the Guardian's Barrier as well. Go away, goes down from Zia. Now, man, it's only 4-4 right now. All of these engagements that we've been watching, Scared Jet, there's only 8 kills overall so far.
And that's the most surprising part, because you're seeing both of these teams so very aggressive on every single part of the map. And I mean, the Divine Judgment was so very well designed and used up in that situation. Yeto had no way of surviving that, and the Brute Force being secured for best player. But oh my goodness, that's what?
Oh, wow, how is Chicken still alive? Let him cook. Let him. Oh, I'm just kidding. Best player is going to go ahead and take him down. You're going to see Sir Benny very low. Salamanca finds Mobile Zayn. Not able to get the kill that he was looking for. Best player does hit that decimation, though. 2 members falling for BTK.
Smart. That's a smart play from best player. He knew that Joybosh might be just baiting him into the tower just to use that Divine Judgment. But Yeah, alright. They're gonna be A-okay, but maybe not Beatrix. Yeesh.
Control, Alt, Delete. That's what we just seen Yato do over there. Takes down Milo before I could even pan the camera. Man, what a kill. But speaking of objectives, speaking of pickoffs, another turret falling. TOB claimed the tier 2 for the bottom side.
Absolutely, and best player just using the perfect mortal coils to survive in that situation. And this is the smart siege play coming in from the Ohio brothers. They know that they might not be able to take Bloodthirsty Kings head on in those fights, so they are making sure to divert their attention towards one side of the map to quickly take down the objective on the other side. Or if they get a pick, they make sure to quickly turn it into another objective. But for now, talking about objectives, another Lord spawned in, and both the teams are solid 5 men strong.
Yeah, looking very solid. They do have the members concealed play called in from Serbini, wrapping around wild charge from the side for the double knockup. Not what they expected. Gina is going to find Salamanca. Can they get another? Zia Cutie very low. Is going to find Fried Chicken. Mobazane claims the Lord for BTK. And that is what they needed. The neutral objective in their favor to kind of open up this map. They need these mid lane turrets. And now with that Luminous Lord crashing on the bottom side, it gives them the slightest advantage.
I envy the people who are watching it on YouTube because they would be able to replay the entire thing. And I really want to see that replay coming in, because what a play coming in from Bloodthirsty Kings in that situation. But we're not talking about a play.
You are seeing Zane chase down Milo, just bullying him all the way to the mid lane. He took a massive beatdown right there. Has to go back and recall. And Zane, being the king of North America in the jungle, alongside Gina Salty, will take the tier 2 turret for the top lane.
Indeed, and that was such a perfect fight coming in, especially for that Lord. They knew they needed to zone out best play, and they did it perfectly, just catching all of them in that AoE, and then the alpha charge connecting in as well. But for now, we're talking about catching.
Fine Judgment hits best player, but he does not get taken down. Zia Cutie finds Yato for the counterplay. Mobazane trapped in, can't get away from the Guardian's barrier. They have boxed him in, and the decimation. Best player finds him, shuts down Mobazane, shuts down Joybot. Buy one, get one free. Can he get another? Who else is on the menu? As you are seeing Fried Chicken hit with the Divine Judgment, hit with everything from TOB, and Salamanca is going to shut him down. Conceal play called in onto Gina. Gina trying to get away, but can't escape the wrath of Hoon, and he is going to take him down. A full wipeout for BTK. They have fallen, and their base has been opened up from the Ohio brothers. The full 5-man still there, but Yato trying to clear this minion, trying to get a kill. Sarbini with the wild charge, the rough waves right under it for the denial. Milo is going to take down Yato, though. Another wipeout, 2 wipeouts in the last 30 seconds. BTK needs to find a way to turn this around in this 14-minute game.
Jeez, what a play, that too after a play. They did not stop at one, and the way it just led into a domino effect for one objective over the other. That was such a beautiful play, especially that Salamanca's Divine Judgment. That was outworldly. Even Fried Chicken did not expect himself to get caught in it, and plus Gina getting caught in that flicker final slash coming in from Milo. That just clearly shows his talent and flexibility in that EXP lane and the way he actually sets up those plays.
Yeah, he's a playmaker for sure, but at least they were able to stay in this game, so I wouldn't say that it's completely over yet, right? I mean, TOB, this has been kind of back and forth between both of these powerhouses, and you can just tell how comfortable BTK is right now. They're not staying in their base. They're still fighting this out in the jungle. Conceal play has been called in. There goes the Rumble. Best player finds Joy Bars with the decimation. Goes in for Gina. Hits him with the mortar coils, but the alpha charge from Mobazane to stun best player in his tracks with the knockup to not allow him to take down his ADC.
They got what they needed. They needed to pick Joy Bars off, so there's no fear of suppression anymore. Yes, Yato on the Kadita can jump and use the rough waves, but we know that at this stage of the game, if in case Zia and Valentina, both of them land a skill on Kadita, she'll be deleted, decimated before the rough waves are activated. So that's one thing, but for now, we're seeing Wild Charge activated.
Yeah, they are trying to chase down Mobazane. Look at the footwork. Look at the IQ rotating around the map. Dodged the full team of TOB on the chase, and now makes his way in to BTK. And it looks like they are not willing to take that fight on the 5v5. They have the Lord. They're going to play passive and wait for the skirmish, the battle of the base for BTK to try and take the advantage in the series.
it does seem that BTK might be able to clear the way. They've got Gina on the Beatrix. You've got a lot of tools to clear those minions as well as the Lord. But the way that minions are being stacked on mid as well as bot, oh, what a play!
Zane risking it all. Huge alpha charge for the stun. Gina finds Zia Cutie. Zane does fall, but I get where he's coming from, right? Stun the whole team, do some damage, sustain himself with this alpha, and give the time needed for BTK to clear this Lord, and they were able to do it. They were able to pull it off. They are still in this game. It's anybody's match.
Indeed. Not a perfect defense, but they did definitely do excellent in that situation. Might lose their top tier 2 inhibitor, my bad. Oh,
Whoa!
engage.
The trampoline comes out. Yato finds the Acuity, finds best player for the double kill. Oh my goodness. This just doesn't get any more better than this. I mean, you don't know which way this is gonna go. This is insane. Looking at North America's finest teams fighting it out. Only game 3 of the grand finals for the Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans tournament, and who will be able to claim this match? Whoever takes this will have the advantage in this series, and BTK looking like they're gonna push through and try and close it out. Milo, Sir Benny, and Zia Cutie left on the defense. There goes the final slash. Fried Chicken rushing in with the bravest fighter. They are gonna go ahead and claim this tier 2 turret for the mid lane, stripping down the mid lane into the inhibitor for TOB. And now they have the stance they were looking for. They may be the one leading the pace for this game now.
Definitely, and honestly, I love the fact that Zia did not, get baited by fried chickens getting caught in the final slash. I know that makes no sense, but let me just clear it down for you. Maybe after this skirmish.
Oh, speaking of skirmish, you did see that concealed play from Sir Benny. Not going to find anything, but I got to give credit over there to the denial, right? The stun to deny that that concealed play from going in and getting the set on the team. So when we're looking at Sir Benny, he's going in, he's trying to put everybody on that wild charge to provide that set that the team is looking for. But you're seeing BTK kind of like try and rotate around it, right? The stun from Fried Chicken, and not to mention Moba Zane trying to hit him with the alpha charge when he's not hugging that wall.
Indeed. I mean, he's got what? Around 95-97% of teamfight participation. They've got 16 kills on board, and he's assisted in 14. He's secured 1. That's 15 out of 16. So that's basically, he's everywhere, and wherever his team needs. So Bene is like, yeah, I'm right there. I'm going to give you the set. I'm going to give you the help you need. And again, we're going to have the Lord Dance coming in, but I like the positioning coming in from Joyboj. He should be scouted out, though. Otherwise, things might be difficult for Zia. All right. Yato has basically revealed their own position, not catching anyone off guard. But we might possibly see a play coming in from Fried Chicken looking at his position.
Yes, a shout out to my boy and Quirky, the Wall Wiggle Entertainment. If he's out there watching, both of these teams trying to fight it out on this Lord, but playing passive, waiting for one to make the mistake, right? This is the game ender right here. Whoever takes this Lord should be able to close this out at the 20-minute mark. So I admire both teams waiting. It's just going to be a battle of who uses their utility first. Will it be BTK? Will it be TOB? Time will tell.
Indeed, and again, the dance still going back and forth. Lord has not been reset yet, so this might as well be a cue for the engage, and there we go.
Yato is going to find Zia Cutie, finds one member. Can they get another? Divine Judgment goes down on Salamanca. Yato takes down another for the double kill. Finds soon Sir Benny, trying to get away, wondering where did they go wrong. Immortality has been procced. Zane is going to claim the Lord. Yato gets a triple, finds Sir Benny, and that is going to leave best player Milo all by themselves against the full team of BTK and Illuminous Lord making his way toward their base crystal.
Absolutely, and they would not have their mid inhibitor standing whatsoever, neither their top one. So that's going to be very bothersome for them, because I think it's going to be easy for them to clear this wave.
Yeah, speaking of clearing, Immortality has been procced. Milo with the rough waves. Oh my goodness, Milo's still alive. Gina trying to take him down, stuns him. He gets away. What is going on right now? But not the same for best player. Trying to fight it out. Not able to sustain himself. Immortality has been procced on him as well. Zia Cutie joining the battle with the power of muddles. Best player gets away. Back to the base for the region. And now with the Lord making his way on the top side, can BTK close this out? They were not able to take down those two members when they had the chance. And will that be what the Ohio Brothers needs to turn this around, as they still have all 5 members? This is a full 5v5 clash in the base for TOB with the Luminous Lord. Guardian's Barrier drops down, trying to delay the inevitable, trying to delay the minion. Salamanca finds Yato. One member falling for BTK. Can they make it another? Joy Boss, Immortality has been procced on him. Fried Chicken using the winner truncheon. Best player finds Joy Boss. finds another member for BTK, forcing them out of the base of TOB. The defense is unable to be penetrated. Moba Zane getting punished, trying to close it out, not getting what he came for, and now being beat down by TOB. Salamanca gains the kill, and they're able to take down this Lord, but they still have Gina, they still have Chicken on the defense, but Milo, Salamanca, Sir Benny going in, trying to close it out. Minions will be making their way down the mid lane.
That is the nastiest ult that Sir Bene has actually hit in this game. What a wild charge to set things up for the defense coming in from the Ohio brothers. But things are not over yet, VZ.
Oh, they're not over, but Salamanca takes out Fried Chicken. They're trying to claim this is only game 3. Can they do it? 22 minutes in. Here comes Yato. Here comes Gina. They don't even have the minions in the mid lane, and Moba Zane and Joyboss will be spawning in. So again, another stalemate. Neither side is able to end this battle.
Wow, I do love casting, and these are the games that we crave for. What a back and forth, a seesaw battle between both of these teams. But nonetheless, looking at the map, I feel so bad for best player at this point because he's been clearing the way for the past 1.5 or 2 minutes. He just does not have the wave clear to actually clear those minions off, but nonetheless, he's doing his job extremely well. And looking at those itemizations, has sold the Hunter Strike as well, going in for a full tank build. The Anti-Curious, Dominant Size, Brute Force Breastplate, as well as the Blade Armor. That's a lot of physical defense, probably hitting almost 300 to 400 mark, and we're going to see the Conceal play.
Is going to go in. TOB trying to punish, trying to zone them out from getting to this Lord pit, right? They know whoever takes this one. I'm not even going to say that because this has been either way each time, but they're trying to take this neutral objective. Salamanca does the Venice Rage. You already see Zia Cutie find Yato, though. Fried Chicken rushing in, trying to get to the back line. Muddles goes in with the go away. Zia takes down Chicken. That is going to be 2 members following BTK. Gina is going to find best player. The jungler falls for TOB. Gina gets a double, finds Milo. 2 members off the board for both sides of the table, but BTK still has Moba Zane. They still have the Retribution if they do want to contest, but they still have Zia, the marksman, the ADC for TOB, so it may be a stalemate in the Lord pit if TOB decides to take this. They don't have the Retri, but if BTK tries to take it, they have to rely on Gina living through this battle and not falling to Zia, and it looks like they are going to go in for it since they do have the Retribution. Can they claim this objective?
They can definitely go for it. They've got the roamer as well. So, I mean, it totally depends on how well Hoon would be able to land his skill.
Huge wild charge for the knockup. Zia finds Joy Buzz. Lord still in play. Gina, Immortality has been proc. Zane with the Retribution claims the Lord for BTK, but very low. Gina falls to Salamanca with the mega kill. Zane still left alive, able to get it, but look at the base. Look at the minions. Sir Benny gets there. Guardian's Barrier does wind up with the power of nature. Zia joining the fight will be able to clear them out. A very close call, but the Lord does go to BTK. They have the numbers in their side, right? I mean, if no, actually they don't, because Gina and Joyboss are out of the game, so they have the Lord, but they don't have their marksman for the push potential. They can't end this, and this will be another Lord wasted. Man, 25 minutes in, anybody's game.
You can't get the Lord, you take their life. That's equivalent to defending the Lord easily, and that's what Ohio brothers have done. They made sure that even if they cannot get the Lord, they take out those numbers that BTK wants to have in their favor, and now it seems that they are the ones who would want to push into it. Because Zane, he is not having a pretty solid game at this one, but is definitely tanking. Conceal.
But Fried Chicken gonna sustain the damage. A little bit of the distraction. Immortality has been proc. Trying to let Gina get in time. Gina does spawn in. Zia Cutie finds Fried Chicken though. But I like what he did, right? He stopped them from punishing. He wanted his ADC to get back to deal damage, and that is not a fight that TOB wants to take. So they are gonna make their way out of the base for BTK. Best player tries to recall. Grabbed by the Divine Judgment and shut down. Yato picking up the kill. My goodness, 16 to 25, 25 minutes in. They're at 77,000 gold for both sides.
Please hit 100,000 gold at this point. That's what I want to see. Make a record in this tournament. But nonetheless, this is the game you pay to watch. And looking at those itemizations, everyone's basically completed everything. It's just now the item swaps for the immortalities to the Winter Truncheons that's going to come in. Divine Glaive being picked up already for Yato, and I love the immortality coming in for Salamanca because he would be able to tank that entire rough waves, and he did a pretty solid job at the last Lord fight that came in. But nonetheless, it's going to come down to those micro plays coming in between both of these teams. Those immortalities swapped up for the Winter Truncheon and the Rose Gold Meteors for the marksmen. That's the only thing that's going to change the outcome of those fights. And which team sets up better is going to have, I would say, better opening in those fights. It's just so very close at this point.
Yeah, it's too close for comfort, right? You don't really know who's going to be able to close this one out, right? I mean, this is game 3, so we still got a couple more games to go after this, and just showing their tenacity, their will to fight it out all the way in a 27-minute battle, right? It's going to be a battle of who makes that mistake first, and both of these teams with the high IQ, we don't see them making mistakes too often, and when a mistake is made, they make up for it with their high-level gameplay. We call that big brain plays, and now with the Lord spawned in at the 27-minute mark, here we go. Mobile Saiyans is going to initiate it and pull the aggro.
The Lord dance again being done, and Joybot getting scouted out, best player. He's extremely tanky at this point, so there's no point picking him up, but talk about pick off.
Yeah, may be able to find one. Final slash goes in, the stun on the Joy Boss, and the Azura's Wrath, some chip damage, but they don't execute on the single player. They're waiting, they're looking for the backline. They don't see Gina yet, so TOB is playing a little bit more passive. Gina on the side. Salamanca finds Jato, though, takes down one member of BTK, Zane, by himself. Will they be able to get it? They are going to focus in on him. You are seeing some massive damage dealt to the jungler for BTK. Can they shut down the King? Best player on the chase. And now Joybot's very low as well. Fried Chicken, still very tanky, able to kind of provide that frontline damage. But yeah, on the bottom side, though, Gina versus Milo on the 1v1. Gina having the damage, but Milo is, wow, wait a second. Look at this engagement. Eyes on the ADC, target acquired. All they got to do is shut down Gina, and they can close this out. The final slash for the stun. Immortality's been proc. Joybot's trying to get there in time, but the Decimation having other plans. Best player secures the kill, finds the marksman for BTK, which will open up the opportunity for TOB to possibly take this Lord.
Definitely, because they're already 2 members up at this point, so it's basically Zane landing a god tier steal. Otherwise, it's basically done and dusted.
There goes that Divine Judgment from the IMU from Salamanca, using that Valentina to the top of its peak. But you are going to see the base getting hit by the minions. Wait a minute! Milo is going to get there. Oh my goodness! They're able to almost close it out. But the Lord does go to TOB.
I mean, if there was just one person there from BTK, they would have ended it 2 times already at this point. The bottom wave management is definitely something that needs a lot of attention at this point, but nonetheless, they're probably going to brute force their way from the mid lane to try and end things right in this second.
Yeah, this is the final decisions here that will determine this match, right? They should be able to close it out. They have the Luminous Lord at the 29-minute mark, a 30-minute game in the making. Chicken trying to sustain, trying to hold him off alongside Mobile Zane, Joybot, and Yato as well. But best player finds one, finds Yato. Lord still intact. Joybot needs to go back for some regen. Chicken sustaining himself, fighting the full team of TOB. He was able to do it. Zia is going to find Fried Chicken, though, but Gina's still in the mix. No, Gina will get shut down by Zia. Focuses on the backline, finds the ADC. Salamanca finds Mobile Zane. Joybot's by himself, Immortality being procced, and the base crystal falls. TOB secures game 3 against BTK.
I would need a week to end up analyzing every single play that had happened in this entire match. 31-16. This game started off with a neck-to-neck, only 4-4 kills. That too after around, 8 to 10 minute mark. And after that, we just saw both of these teams going brawling at each other and ending up at 31-16. But what a match. 30 minutes. Literally 30 minutes and 9 seconds. Just look at the amount of damage tanked by these frontliners. Partes with 228,000 damage tanked. Joybot on that card with 213k. Fried Chicken on that Lapu Lapu, 221k. Moba Zain on the Alpha with 238k. That's just outworldly and outrageous coming in from both of these teams.
I mean, I couldn't have said it any better myself, man. I'm literally losing my voice over here. It's like every single time you think it's going to end and you're trying to prep for this grand finale finish, they turn it around, right? I mean, they make the impossible possible. And that's what we always see between these two teams competing, and this is why we love to show up and watch them fight it out. I mean, living up to the name as North America's finest, TOB and BTK. That was only game 3, but this means TOB has the slightest advantage. It's 2-1 now, and this is match point. If they win the next match, they win the entire grand finals. They take $1,000 home and the 100,000 diamond prize. So we got to see which way this goes. BTK, I mean, they were in there, right? They did the best they could. Honestly, it was anybody's game, but we're just getting started. Guys, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with you guys for the 4th match.
Making it a prime choice for any hero that has heavy-hitting combos. While the revamped emblem system still uses the existing talents, we have removed the restrictions between emblems and talents, opening up new possibilities for many heroes. We look forward to seeing players discover new ways to play their favorite heroes on their way to becoming a legend. Arclight Outlaw, Ixia. Passive, Siphon Starlium. Ixia's basic attacks and skills apply a Starlium charge to targets on hit. When using a basic attack on an enemy with 2 Starlium charges, all charges will be consumed to increase the attack's physical damage, while healing Ixia for the same amount of HP. Siphon Starlium can trigger on all enemies in front of Ixia that are within her attack range. First skill, Dual Beam. Ixia fires 2 energy beams along the ground that deal physical damage and slow enemies within a rectangular area, while increasing her movement speed for a duration. Enemies hit by both beams will take double damage. Second skill, Star Helix. Ixia unleashes a canister of Starlium energy in the target direction and knocks back nearby enemies. After a short delay, the released energy pulls enemies to the middle line and deals physical damage. Ultimate, Full Barrage. Ixia reassembles her weapon into 6 small weapons and enters the Barrage state for a period of time. In Barrage state, Ixia's skills can only be cast within the Ultimate's fan-shaped area, but they gain much more range, and her basic attacks can simultaneously hit up to 6 targets, prioritizing heroes within the same area. When in Barrage state, the damage of Siphon Starlium is also increased. In the laning phase, Ixia can initiate by using her second skill to pull enemies together, then use her first skill to deal double damage to the lined up targets. Use the extra movement speed from her first skill to chase and finish off enemies with basic attacks. In teamfights, Ixia should get to a safe position that can cover the most enemies within the range of her ultimate, then use enhanced basic attacks together with her second and first skill to CC enemies and crush down her enemies. Ixia is strong in 1v1 situations and is also exceptional in teamfights by providing CC and AoE damage. Kite enemies with her skills in the early and mid game and wait for a good opportunity to unleash her ultimate in teamfights. Upgrade Ixia's first skill at level 1. Then continue to prioritize upgrading her first skill as the main source of her damage. Ixia's first skill deals double damage to enemies in the center. So, use her second skill to pull enemies together before unleashing her first skill to maximize the damage. Ixia's second skill can knock back nearby enemies, so use it when the enemies try to dive in to keep them at bay. Corrosion Scythe and Demon Hunter's Sword are Ixia's core pieces of equipment because the high attack speed and basic attack bonuses fit her playstyle. Get Wind Talker to further enhance Ixia's sustained damage, and Malefic Roar in the late game.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nighthorde and Mobile Saiyans Grand Finals, partnered up with the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy as we are watching BTK go up against the Ohio Brothers in a best of 5. That's right, the winning team will take $1,000 home, 100,000 diamonds on the line. And this has been a journey in the making. 32 teams who fought their hearts out here, but only 2 stand. And not only 2, the powerhouses, the top teams in North America who already have their spot in the regular season for the NACT Fall. Speaking of the NACT Fall, I have my brother from another mother all the way across the states in Los Angeles, California, and an NACT caster alongside myself. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Yue is in the building. Let's see how he's doing. Man with the plan.
Sir. Dude, it's been pretty exciting. You know, we had a lot of tournaments coming through already, and now we got this grand final series on the board between two of the powerhouses of North America that we're definitely going to be seeing in NACT. We got BTK and TOB. Now, I am the one that got here a little bit late, but I've seen a few of the matches, and oh, man, like that last game, that was what, 25, 27 minutes?
Oh no, it was 30, bro. But 30
yeah,
strong.
That's huge. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I did get to peek in a little bit in the stream. Game 2, we saw Zia kind of pop off on that Brody. He got a kill at bot side, got a kill at top side, and then got another one at the bot side. You know, he's just kind of going around the whole entire map. But I did get to catch the very end of it, and it did look like Zia had things going for him. He was like 8-4 and something towards the very end, but just unfortunately, it seems like TOB was just a little bit close to not being able to close out that game right there.
Yeah, I mean, it was so explosive back and forth. Nobody really knew which way it was going to go, but I mean, it can only go one way at the end of the day, right? 30 minutes in, somebody's going to be able to close it out, and that ended up being TOB. So currently we're sitting at 2-1. This is match point. If TOB takes this game, they win the entire grand finals. But we don't want to see that, right? We want to see it go to a game 5. We want to see everybody wondering which way he wants to go. I want to see 2-2 on the scoreboard, you know, so maybe a little bit of that Cassis curse gonna rub that in, you know? But either way, I can't wait to see which one leads the way. Will it be BTK? Will it be TOB? Time will tell.
Yeah, so jumping into the draft, you know, the exciting news, the Kadita is already banned out, and the counterplay is going to be that Fanny. Of course, you know, we've seen best player on that over and over and again. We do not let that go. And wow, 2 tanks being targeted towards Zayn here. And with the Kadita ban, it definitely means that Eve and Valentina are going to be very, very high priority in this draft.
Yeah, definitely gonna be a high priority. I mean, especially with that Angela starting to be banned out now, right? I mean, I seen it when I was casting over the digital games, but it made its way to North America quickly, and that opens up a lot on the table when it comes to drafting. And now with the bans being off the table so far for the first phase, I mean, the Valentina's open, the Eve is definitely an option as well. Which one will they take? I mean, Arlott is still available if you really want to take it. So many options for TOB, but these are powerhouses, so I mean, you never know which way it's gonna go.
Probably the Eve, you know, when the Kadita has already been banned out, the Eve has a lot of utilities that's still really, really good. And especially with the next patch that's coming up, they're planning on banning, or they're planning on decreasing the slow that comes out for the Eve. And talking about that, you get that picked up right there for Hoon right there.
Yeah, and speaking of picks, you're going to see Joyboss lock in this Kaja alongside the Terizla, right? So they're going for the chain CC combination. Terizla drops down with the penalty zone, the divine judgment that we've been seeing. I mean, this is 4 games in a row so far, Yue, that Joyboss is locked in suppression. He ran Kaja game 1, he ran Franco game 2, game 3, and now game 4, he's running back on the Kaja again. He won game 1, he lost game 2 with the Franco, and he lost game 3 with the Kaja. So will they be able to, will 4th time be the charm? Can he be that deciding factor? Get those divine judgments nice and early onto the back lines, find Salamanca, and get the pick off that the team is looking for.
Well, we kind of saw this matchup earlier, right? We saw this Rizla being picked quite early, and the counterplay was going to be that X-Borg. So I'm kind of thinking if the TOB, they might choose to go for the X-Borg. And with that Kaja being locked in, there's still a lot of roam that potentially can stand or do well against something like a Kufra or even a Franco. Just go suppression versus suppression. But wow, both teams lock in the draft real quick here.
Yeah, they're not wasting any time, and I'm starting to see a similar pattern, right? The Eve gets slotted in, the other side picks up the Martyrs, right? They don't want to deal with that manipulation. They want their jungler to be able to get out to safety with ease, and that's what Mobile Zayn is going to do. We've seen best player running the Martyrs. We've seen Mobile Zayn picking it up, kind of more of a reoccurring pattern so far in the grand finals for today. But Milo going to lock in this Arlott yet again, right? It will profit when he's playing with Salamanca. Hoon drops down that manipulation, everybody gets tangled up in that CC, and you know those eyes will come out for Milo to be able to dash in for some possible pickoffs.
Yeah, so it definitely seemed like Zia's game plan is whenever he does see a Kaja or a suppression hero, he's opting to go for that Melissa. But Mobile Zayn, honestly, pretty smart here, looking to go for the Martis. And you can kind of ask, hey, you know, Martis may not be the best jungler for BTK, but Martis does so well against CC, especially coming out from that Terizla. So it might be a pick to take away, deny from best player here. But second phase ban coming through. You see that Grok, and the Grok does fairly well against the Kaja, but I do think they're trying to take away the Grok because Shark is extremely annoying with it, and he's going to be trying to pressure the jungler with it.
Yeah, and they're going to go ahead and take out this Ling as well. That'll finalize the bans for BTK, trying to limit the assassin pool for best player. And Valentina's been taken off the board. I was wondering, I was like, okay, Valentina's still available. Doesn't get picked up. You get the manipulation over there. It could work in their advantage, but no, with that taken off the table, it will limit some of the picks for Yato. Looks like he's hovering over this Faramis. I mean, it could work, right? You get some sustainability on the table to be able to keep Chicken alive alongside Mobazane. They can deal enough damage, but they need somebody for late game damage, right? It's going to have to come down to the marksman. And you know who's still on the table? Claude is still available. Do they pick it up? I mean, it's definitely a great option here.
Yeah, there's the Claude, there's the Beatrix, there's also the Leslie that's been quite the favorite. So there's honestly quite a bit of marksmen on the table, but it definitely means that, hey, TOV is not scared of anything that comes out of Gina right here. Gina just has not been able to make the impact that he does usually. And, you know, right now he's just, they're just letting the marksman pick go, but the lock-in comes through. It is going to be the Faramis, and you know, with so many mages being banned out, you see the Farsa out, you see that Valentina out. Unfortunately, that is going to be the pick, but is it going to be good enough here?
Speaking of good enough, though, the Minotaur, I mean, this could be an option, right? There's a knock-up. There is no Diggy on the table. They went in for the Kaja, so I mean, in theory, there's not really anything for the denial, but they do have Mobazane, right? He is running on this Martis. He has the Mortar Coil, so he's not going to be too worried about it. But the problem is it can catch off Joybosh, right? I mean, Joybosh goes in for the single target CC, but bam, knocked up by the Minoan Fury for that chain CC. Maybe what they're looking for, but best player going deep in his bag is going to go ahead and pull out this Roger.
Hey, I've seen best player on this Roger, and he definitely makes that money work. Now, this is a pick that Mobazane loves to use himself and is the most famous pick that he had when he was going into M3. So it's actually quite an interesting pick because, you know, Mobazane actually knows how good a Roger is, and to pick up Mobazane's best hero, that might be in a situation where he is going to be able to counterplay out, but the Mino being locked up, and when's the last time we've seen Shark on this Minotaur?
I mean, that's a good question, but I mean, I feel like it could profit, right? And I mean, it's Shark. If anybody can do it, it's definitely him. But speaking of picks, they have been finalized. Gina is going to go ahead and take up this Beatrix. I thought he was going to pull out the Claude, but no, he's going to pull out that Beatrix instead. Have a little bit of all those weapon types at his disposal, and with the drafts being finalized, I'm liking what I'm seeing from both sides of the table. It's going to boil down to execution on who can pull it off, and kind of similar to what we've seen in Game 2 and Game 3. It's not really the picks. It's down to the wire. Who makes that first mistake at that 30-minute mark, which determines this entire game. So as we are jumping into it, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Ohio Brothers up against BTK, game number 4. Just so that everybody's aware, this is a best of 5. Both teams fighting it out for $1,000 and also 100,000 diamonds on the line. This is game point. If TOB can take this victory for this match, they will get the game and the series against BTK, as BTK needs to even it up. Scoreboard is currently 2-1 in TOB's favor.
Yeah, so we could take a look at the mid lane that's coming out from both teams. You see the Faramis, you see that Kaja. That's traditionally one of the biggest lane bullies that there is. Both of them have the sustain, both of them have the range, and both of them have that clear. So we can expect BTK to prioritize that mid lane and actually rotate around much faster than a Minotaur and Eve, which takes quite a bit to scale. And you know, the Eve has to grab up that Ice Cube wand, and Minotaur also has to get that level 4 to create the impact that he wants to.
Yeah, definitely needs to be able to create the impact the team is looking for. I mean, with best player running this Roger, I expect him to be early and aggressive, but he is running into a Martis with the chain CC. Martis is just as good when it comes to early game pickoffs, just like the Roger. So I guess they both kind of get the job done on bridging that gap for the early game. But the question is, who can get to the punch a little bit faster? And speaking of the punch, Sir Benny may have caught himself with a lot of damage, but there's no level 4. Mobazane very short on it, almost had a decimation in the making, but it looks like Sir Benny will be able to recall back to safety.
Yeah, so he was able to get that flicker out relatively early, but with a Martis versus Roger matchup, this is going to be the reason why we don't see Roger as much in the professional scene. Martis is one of those heroes that can just have a very, very high base damage, and his ability just works really well. He can go build tank, he can just build, you know, just a little bit of that Fury Hammer and go straight into something like a Brute Force or even a Guardian's Helmet. So in terms of these objectives, it's still definitely going to be prioritized towards BTK's side, but bot side, a little bit of people coming through.
Yeah, it looks like a skirmish may be on the way. I mean, they do have 2 early game junglers, right? They can definitely make the most out of the situation if they can catch any member off guard who has low HP. Turtle will be spawning in the next few seconds. Normally, we've been seeing TOB kind of get to it a little bit faster, but with Mobazane running this Martis, he may be able to do it. Is going to go ahead and pull that aggro and get started, but there goes best player. There goes Milo in position for the contest.
Yeah, and honestly, every single member is going to be level 4, so it definitely looks like both teams are looking to contest this real quick. Now, the Turtles are about half HP, but the Flicker comes out, but seems like they are choosing to give the Turtle away to BTK's side.
Yeah, it looks like BTK is going to be able to claim that, but Gina on the top side gets a kill. So not only did they claim that turtle, but they got a kill, and not just anybody falling. Gina gets a kill, the marksman for BTK, and shuts down the marksman of TOB. This is the exact start that BTK needs to have the advantage.
Yeah, that's huge for the marksman side, and you can already tell, hey, that Beatrix is full health, so that just means that the Beatrix into that Melissa is going to be a good match, but you can already see some of the members rotating towards that top side, and Evil
is going to go down for the stun, and now Serbini trying to close the distance. Whoa, my goodness,
man.
the Fury, best player finds Gina, a 3-man knockup and a kill from it. Amazing synergy from TOB to respond for losing their ADC. Are going to punish BTK, even out the scoreboard 1-1.
Yeah, huge play coming out from Shark, able to get out that 3-man knockup, but the Flicker was burned out from Milo, and both teams chooses to disengage. You can already see there is a small gold gap, but it's going to be for the side of BTK. And, you know, that's good news for the people that want for that match 5 coming on. BTK coming out strong in this game 3 right here.
And you're already seeing Chicken clear out those minions far behind Milo's turret, so that he can rotate into these team fights and be the opener that BTK needs. And there it goes. Penalty zone dropping down to best player, and Chicken securing the kill. This is what separates Chicken from a lot of XP laners in North America, is being able to go far behind enemy lines, clear that lane, and rotate around the map. You got to match him in mobility if you even want to have a chance. If not, he's going to find himself always having the opportunity to provide BTK with the numbers in these skirmishes. But speaking of numbers, Milo now going to try and deny him on the cut. He realizes I can't let him go back there too often. He already found 1 pick off. We cannot let him get another.
Yeah, he's just going to be walking away after that cut. And typically when you can cut the waves, it just means you're dominating in that EXP position. When you get that cut, you can rotate faster. He was able to get to best player relatively early, but some of the items coming up as this turtle is going down. You see the Fury Hammers coming out from both teams, especially on that Terizla and even that Martis, but seems like Ohio Brother looking to give up the second objective again. BTK able to take these things uncontested.
Yeah, I mean, that's 2 turtles in their hands, and they also are leading. Oh, no, they're down, and no, they're actually leading at kills as well. So they need to find a way. TOB trying to find some answers, but no one. Fury goes up. A single knockup on the Joy Boss. Cole ult being activated last minute for the sustainability. Venice Rage dropping down, and now on the chase. Looks like they are going to go in, try and find a kill, but the separation is too much to close the distance. But no, wait a minute. There goes the Divine Judgment. Gina finds Salamanca, shuts down Hoon. The mid lane has fallen for the Ohio brothers.
Yeah, you were talking about BTK able to picking up the suppressions, especially in the draft, and you could already see that Joy Bosch on the 002 grabbing up Hoon in that mid lane, just able to just get a free kill off of that. And you can see earlier, Shark was on that Minotaur flickering ult into the team of BTK and was unable to get anything because of the cold ulter. So that's why I was kind of questioning the pick, but best player here getting caught off right here, and I'm just speechless.
I think he was too. I don't think he expected to be taken down right there. And that is now 4-1 lead in favor for BTK right now. They're able to claim the turtles, able to claim some kills. TOB, I mean, this is match point. They need to close this out if they want to take the series. They have the advantage needed, but looks like BTK was able to take it up a notch. And they're going to go ahead and give them a harder time, may be able to take advantage of this early game in their favor.
Yeah, just walking through the mid lane tower, but the real manipulation comes out right here.
And Serbini jumps in, tries to get a knock-up, but penalty zone from Fried Chicken from the back line. Best player finds Fried Chicken for the punish. Serbini can't escape. Fried Chicken takes him down. That is 2 members falling. Mobazane is going to find best player. 2 for 2 on the scoreboard. Salamanca takes down Mobazane. Joy Boss, Gina, Yato trying to take the mid lane. Joy Boss very low. Milo secures the kill with the final slash alongside Salamanca to fend off the push for the mid lane turret.
Yeah, BTK was looking to invade, and they quite honestly had a very, very good invade with advantage, but they just got picked off one by one. And Ohio Brother now leading a little bit with the map and is going to go for that next third turtle here.
Yeah, they are going to go in for it. Best player does have the retribution. Mobazane is not there, but he's trying to close the distance. I don't think he'll make it in time. Best player is going to go ahead and claim this turtle, and now they need to get back. Zane does have the decimation. He wants to find a pickoff, but too far to be able to hit it. And it looks like they were able to take that turtle and not lose a single member, trying to even up this map for TOB.
Yeah, you said not losing a single member, but they ended up losing that mid tower. And I would say that is quite a devastating loss because the mid tower provides so much vision. You can see Gina and Kaja just taking out another tower. That's tower after tower for BTK, and they're just moving in with the snowballs.
Yeah, speaking of snowballs, here comes one rolling in. As Fried Chicken drops down to Pimply Zone. Minoan and Fury for the quad knockup.
Oh my gosh!
Gina finds Milo, finds another, shuts down Hoon. Zerbini by himself, tier 2 turret. Mobazane dives in with the decimation like a full linebacker and takes him out. And down goes the turret for the bottom side from the full team of BTK.
Yeah, BTK was able to grab, they were able to grab Hoon with the Divine Judgment, and Gino was able to rocket launcher and just completely destroying the HP bars of Ohio Brother and ended up getting 2 with the flicker. BTK right here with the strategies, already a 5k goal lead at this 8-minute mark. And wow, some of the items on the board, you can see, hey, Martis, they could build tank and still do lots of damage. But from the side of Ohio Brothers, unfortunately, that Roger, he has to build pure damage. And in a situation like this where you're going for a pure damage jungler, it's going to be extremely hard to contest a lot of the 50-50 objectives.
Yeah, definitely going to be hard to contest, and they're at a deficit right now. I mean, looking at the gold difference, right? BTK is up by 4,000 gold. You are going to see the Malefic Roar picked up from Gina to be able to soak into the armor built up from the Ohio Brothers. And, I mean, even looking at the economy so far, looking at the marksmans, he's up by 2,000 gold. Gina having an advantage over Zia right now. Yeah, Zia has the Inspire based on the flicker for Gina, so he can have a little bit of faster burst potential, but the damage is definitely leaning in favor for Gina when it comes to the economy, and that just started from them taking that mid lane turret to be able to be more aggressive on the Ohio Brothers jungle. But it looks like they are going to start grouping together. They realize that they don't have the items needed to fight it out solo, but if they can group together, they can possibly even it out with the numbers. But Concealed Play goes in, Divine Judgment on the best players, and the Abyss Rage. Gina finds best player in a recall. Letting the world know they have taken down the jungler for TOB.
Hey man, with a gold lead at about 6k and Lord uncontested, BTK was able to pick off that jungler, especially Joybotch on this Kaja. We were kind of saying, hey, this guy is always picking suppression. You know, maybe it's time for him to pick something else. But hey, if it's not broken, don't fix it. Joybotch was able to grab up best player on this Kaja and turning the lead into a Lord and an N1 play. And the members of BTK looking to group up and siege the rest of the towers that Ohio Brothers have.
Yeah, looking like they are going to try and go in for the siege, trying to go for an early finish. They don't want this to be another 30-minute game. Looks like they got their heads on a swivel, and they are going to go in for the finish. But Mobazane hit with the final slash, but it is okay. He can sustain himself. Down goes the tier 2 turret for the mid lane, and the Lord making his way into the inhibitor for the top side. But here comes a contest on the way. Fried Chicken trying to deal some damage. Lord will be bursted down. And now the only turret standing for TOB is their inhibitors 10 minutes in.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to defense, but the Flicker Blade comes out.
And the Divine Judgment. Gina finds Milo. Can he get another? Manipulation drops down. Mobazane takes down Zerbini. Fried Chicken very low. Salamanca finds Joybot. Zia takes out Chicken. That is going to be a 2-for-2 trade, but no inhibitors are falling today for TOB.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate over-aggression coming out from BTK, but they were able to grab up all the jungle camps of Ohio Brothers. This is what we kind of call a jungle choke strategy, and with all the jungle being down from Ohio Brothers, this lead is just going to keep growing and growing. We see just about a 6k gold lead on this 11 minutes, and that is going to be a lot of gold to come back from, especially when all the gold is going to be on the Beatrix.
Yeah, I mean, right now, the ADCs are definitely going to be the deciding factor when it comes to these engagements, and also the team 5v5, so I don't think anybody wants to separate at this moment. I mean, we're only 11 minutes in, right? We haven't really truly hit late game yet, but It's far enough to where BTK can easily close this out if they can find Zia Cutie and Salamanca. So they're definitely going to have to play a little bit more passive now. I mean, look at the turret so far for BTK. They haven't lost a single turret. As a matter of fact, none of their turrets have taken any damage. We are 12 minutes in.
Yeah, it's a completely clean game coming out from BTK, but they're looking to go for a little bit of aggression, and you can kind of see a little sneaky conceal play coming out through, but chooses to disengage, and I think that's the right decision, right? When we see the Lord coming up in 11 minutes, it just means that, hey, we should not be wasting some of our flicker spells, and you can see Joybosh being so extremely annoyed with that recalling right there.
We need to just pull a new statistics in when we do the analytics at the end of the game for how many TPs do we see per player. I think Joybosh is definitely leading on the scoreboard so far. But, I mean, Wind of Nature has been picked up from Gina, 6-1 and 3 KDA. When we're looking at Zia Cutie, it hasn't been as hot, right? He's kind of been more passive this game and been dominated from Gina with the Beatrix pickoff. And I think this just kind of boils down to Joybosh. When he runs that Kaja, he's able to kind of close that distance, get the setup needed to find a Zia Cutie. And I think that's why he's having such a hard time. I mean, Sir Benny, yeah, he's getting those Minoan Furies in, but they're just a little too late to really profit on. So maybe as we get later in this game, with them having to force their way into the base, they need to bank on Sir Benny opening it up with the Minoan Fury. That's really their only hope on sustaining themselves, or you're going to see BTK even out the series.
Yeah, but the conceal plays is coming through, and BTK looking to charge and grabbing some real estate here, though. Divine Judgment.
And the Minoan Fury that we're looking for, quadruple set. Gina not affected by Zia Cutie, finds Joybosh. Gina still very high in HP and dealing a lot of damage from the backline. Mobile Zane finds Milo. Lord makes his way into the base. Crystal, best player, Sir Benny, Salamanca, Zia Cutie, 4v4. As Joybosh did fall for BTK. Gina with the sniper, not going to be able to connect with the Renner's Empathy, but still in effect. Looks like they're able to claim 2 of the inhibitor turrets, and they're going to go ahead and pull out of that fight, right? They know they have the advantage. They don't want to overstay their welcome. Cool Common Collective looking to possibly close this out on the next engagement or the next Lord play.
Yeah, it was a 1-for-1 trade for either of the teams, but you could see the gold gap already getting through. You see a 9K lead for the side of BTK, and a lot of these items are going to be completed, especially at this 14-minute mark. Both teams are looking to grab up into that full build. You can see Mobazane already at this 10K, and Beatrix looking to finish up his very last item. And when you compare that to the enemy's marksman, he is still also trying to complete 2 of his items, looking to actually grab up maybe that Wind of Nature there. And you know, with the gold lead that's happening right now, BTK, they're just gonna zone out Ohio Brothers in their jungle and not give them anything and any taste of food right now.
You know, and when I'm looking at, you know, the items, there's not really anything to pierce into the armor. Like, you have the Demon Hunter sword, right? But I mean, there's nothing to really burst down the physical defense if they do want to go in for BTK. So that may be something that they opt in for, maybe an anti-cuirass over there for Zia Cutie to be able to negate his damage even more. I mean, he didn't have the hottest start, and now slowly starting to come online 15 minutes in, and you know, he's more that mid to late game marksman that they're kind of banking on. And I mean, we got to also keep an eye on best player, right? He did run this Roger, not something we typically see too often anymore. I mean, you made the comment that with the Martis being on the table, it's a little bit better, right? It profits more, and it's definitely showcasing today. 5-1 and 4. Mobazane having the game he was looking for so far. I mean, even Yato, right? 9 assists, hasn't died at all, been at the right place at the right time, providing the Cold Altar when needed, that second lifeline that the team could bank. I mean, not only do they have the Divine Judgment from Joybosh, but they have a Cold Altar to keep them alive and a penalty zone from Fried Chicken. That is a very hard combination to dive into, and this is definitely showing that it's boiling down to a better draft overall for BTK, giving them the advantage, and they're going to go ahead and take this Lord.
Yeah, you're talking about the better draft. I do have to agree that BTK has the better draft. And why I say that, because BTK was able to take 2 of the turtles uncontested along with this third Lord, and Ohio Brothers just been pushed back to the base, and honestly it's due to their mid lane in my opinion, right? They have this Minnow and they have this Eve, but compared to the utility and the suppression coming out from the Kaja and also the Fairness, I feel like they are heavily outclassed. And with the Lord marching down on this mid side with the bottom cleared, BTK looking to siege with a perfect sync coming out through, and you see Chicken on that top side, but all the Lords are gonna be clashing down, and the members of BTK are probably going to start this fight with a small conceal play.
Yeah, they do have all lanes synced, and the inhibitor will fall on the bottom side. Divine Judgment goes in for Zia. Gina takes him down, finds the backline for TOB. Can they get another? Doorbell's very low. The Minoan Fury for the triple knockup. Manipulation drops down. Mobile Saiyans with Decimation finds Sir Benny. Lord now in the base crystal, and Gina bursting it down with the swiftness. BTK evening out the series 2-2 in the best of 5. We are going to a final game in the grand finals.
Oh, 2-2, final game for the grand finals for the Nighthorde tournament. Once again, you see Yato on this Faramis right here, scoring a 10-1, getting a 0-0-12, playing the perfect support for Team BTK. And we see all the cold altar happening throughout the whole entire game, providing that utility and AoE sustain for the whole entire BTK roster. But we cannot forget Gina was able to grab that solo kill on the top side, ending the game with a 7-1-5. And Mobile Saiyans also getting a clean score on this 7-1-5. So BTK really showing that, hey, they got these heroes and they got the pick that they wanted, and was making sure that they can push this game into the very last series.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. The very last series indeed, and they were able to even out the scoreboard 2-2. That was a lot of pressure on the line, but it didn't even phase BTK, right? They came in with the game plan. They didn't lose a single turret that entire game. They got everything they wanted, all the neutral objectives. They won the draft. It's a game of chess, and they found the king, right? So they're in here now. This is what we wanted, right? All the way to a game 5 between North America's powerhouses. I love to see it, and now the million-dollar question to everybody out there is who will be able to claim, you know, victory. This is kind of reminding us of
Grand finals, right?
Yeah.
NACT Grand finals when they went to the game 7, and this is extremely exciting, right? The two of the biggest powerhouses able to meet each other. It's almost like a fairy tale, Weezy.
That's right, a fairy tale in the making. So don't miss it, as we will be back for the final game, ladies and gentlemen, as BTK is getting ready to go toe-to-toe up against TOB. This will be the final match of the Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans tournament. Be right back with you guys momentarily.
We're building a community. Isn't that right, Cena?
That's right, Eunice. We are making an amazing community. Hello, everyone. It's Sinella Lee here. For this season, let's make it a memorable one on and off the stage as we build a sense of camaraderie and sportsmanship. For the NACT 2023 fall season, let's embrace this journey together and make it an unforgettable one in esports history. I can't wait to share this adventure with you all. See you guys all soon.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang's new emblem system is about to launch. Master the new emblem system, unleash their potential, and conquer the battlefield. No matter which heroes you play, the new emblem system will open up new possibilities. In the new emblem system, talents will no longer be restricted to specific emblems and can be mixed and matched for greater customization and versatility on the battlefield. Imagine using Bargain Hunter with the Marksman emblem on Layla to gear up ahead of the enemy for an early power spike. Or Killing Spree on the Mage emblem for Guzhan to turn him into an even deadlier assassin that can pick off the enemy one after another. You can discover more ways to play your favorite heroes and really shake up the meta. We've streamlined the emblem types to make it easier to pick the right one. We've also optimized talents to focus on providing more options for your heroes. In terms of editing and applying emblem setups, it's now easier than ever to quickly adjust them on any hero. You can configure your talents in just 3 simple steps. When it comes to progression, your emblems will no longer cost battle points to upgrade, and your previous emblem levels will all carry over. Tailor your emblems to your playstyle, grab your friends, and queue up for some intense MOBA action. Mobile Legends Bang Bang new emblem system available 6/27. Master the new emblems, master the battlefield.
The upcoming tournament for NACT Fall. This is Mara Aquino wishing you guys luck, and I hope you guys do so well and you go to Philippines for the upcoming M5 World Championship. And you never know, it might be you that announces the winner.
Hi, I'm getting Q. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a talent as well as a caster for a majority of the MLBB tournaments that you may see internationally. Good luck to all the teams who are coming in for NACT fall season. I can't wait to see potentially new talents coming out from North America. Obviously, we love the old, but some new ones would be great to see how the community is going to continue to grow. And especially when we're looking at the top 1%, good luck to all of you guys, and especially those who are prepared to deal with a giant crowd when you start flying over for the international. Good luck, everybody.
Wait, sorry. Hi everyone, I'm Nighthorde. How are you guys doing? I just want to say a few good words here.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans Grand Finals. We are watching BTK versus the Ohio Brothers in the Grand Finals. Both of these teams fighting it out for a $1,000 cash prize and 100,000 diamonds. They fought their way through 32 teams valiantly to be able to get to this point. And now who will be able to claim victory in the best of 5? We are on a game 5. Currently, the series is tied 2-2. So place your votes. Will it be BTK? Will it be TOB? It's literally a repeat of the Grand Finals in the spring season, except it's TOB now, not Outplay. So I can't wait to see which way this goes. But joined on the desk alongside me all the way out from India, the man with the plan. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Scarejet is in the building. How you doing?
Doing amazing, and this is the most excitement that I've ever had in the past few months. I mean, looking at the current situation, top 2 NA teams battling it out in the grand finals, and the match is going for the best of 5. Both the teams 2-2, and you tell about the strategy, everything has been countered. So this is the time that they need to pull out the ace of their sleeve. They do not have any more chances to make any kind of mistakes. So I really want to see what kind of draft are both of these teams gonna land up to, or are we gonna see the entire picks going in back for that game number 1 that we've seen, both the teams rolling with. Same the Kaja into that room, and everything else exactly the same as game 1. Let's see how things are gonna roll out.
It's funny because we did a poll out on YouTube. There's 1,343 votes between who they think will be able to win this, BTK or TOB, and I'm not going to release it. I don't know, should I release it now or let the audience decide? Do we release the poll before it ends, or should we release it as it finishes? You guys let us know. A little mini poll out there. I'm going to release the results. But speaking of results, almost done with the first phase of the bands. You are going to go ahead and see similar combination, nothing out of the ordinary. The Fanny, the Angela, and the Uranus from BTK. It's been textbook the entire time for the grand finals. And then the Kaja, right? It's been a problem. Most of the time when Joy Boss picks it up, it's like the gods flip a coin. So I think they're not going to allow that to even be an option. I think they would rather deal with the Franco than that Kaja pickup. And they're going to go ahead and take out that Fredrin as well.
Definitely, and I really like the adjustment coming in from TOB this time, banning out the Kaja, and I was about to call it out, ban away the Terizla. I mean, at this point, Fight Chicken is just nasty on that hero. He's picked up for 2 matches, and both of those games have been won by BTK. So for them, the win condition is you Terizla, you win. So just directly ban it out, and it's just the way that Fight Chicken has been playing on that hero. The way that he gives those setups, plus the amount of damage that he can tank, provides a lot of room for BTK to actually work with, and that's the kind of EXP laner that you want. But for now, he's gonna show his skills on the Arlet. Now there are only a few heroes that can counter him in the lane. Uranus has been banned out. Yes, you can have a Yuzhong, but I think you can pick up the Joy as well in this game.
Yeah, I mean, all viable options, but still some mages on the table as well. The Valentina has walked. It could be a pickup, trying to provide a little bit of draft pressure early for TOB's favor. So, I mean, it could work out, right? I mean, we know Hoon likes to pick up that Eve. I'm surprised the Eve wasn't picked up, but I mean, Hoon is on the other side of the table. He has second pick in the draft, so do they pick it up? No, they're going to go ahead and go in for this Valentina. So I'm noticing a little bit of a pattern when it comes to TOB. So if there's any teams out there taking notes, I noticed when TOB is first pick, they like to provide that Eve into the hands of Salamanca, also known as Hoon. But when they're second pick, they go in for that Valentina instead. And I like that, right? The Valentina provides a little bit of pressure. If they decide to pick up the Eve, hey, it's okay. We have the manipulation as well.
Definitely. Plus, again, this is a very good counter to even a Franco. You pick up the suppression. We also have a Bloody Hunt. Thank you so much for that. And again, Hoon deals insane amount of damage whenever he's on Valentina. He's just the hero that literally has the deletion damage, plus is extremely tanky to those bursts that will be coming in from some hero like Kadita. But for now, they're going to give him the meal of that real world manipulation in the form of Eve as Yeto picks it up for himself. Plus, Zane going back on that Basha into that jungle did work out in game number 1, so definitely would be looking for the exact same thing. Since Marksman has already been picked up, Zia is going with the Beatrix, so carry is not going to come out. But this seems to be a pretty good time for the Alpha in the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an excellent pickup for the Alpha in the jungle. I mean, they could go in for something like the Claude as well, right? I mean, it's not banned out. They could pick, oh, no, they can't go the Claude because they have Zia, so never mind. I guess they can't, so it kind of limits their options. But I feel like Alpha could be an okay pickup here, right? He's sustainable, he has the damage, but no, they're going to go ahead and give Shark a possible pickup. Go in for this Grok, right? He has the Wild Charge, he has the knockup, and he's definitely been dominating on it. So I think that's a wise decision. Get something that he's comfortable on. I mean, he has a wide hero pool, but he definitely is strong on the Grok pickup. I mean, his wild charges are next level. So Moba Zane being a little bit interesting. He's running in on this Boxy. This is the second Boxy appearance that we have seen so far for the grand finals. And both of them were Moba Zane. So we'll see how this game goes.
Definitely. For now, he's got 100% win rate, right? He does not want to ruin it at all. And again, we're jumping into the next banning phase. So Benny, on that Grok, we know it's going to go into that roam position. So the jungler as well as the EXP laner. Those are the options that VTK will look forward to. But Marksman definitely seems to be the priority for TOB. Taking out the Melissa though. They can probably ban out the Brody or the Claude, whichever they would want to. I guess Brody would be a better ban in this case.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not against the Brody. I mean, it's my battle twin, right? But no, looking at this game so far, I think the Brody could definitely be a pickup. But hold on, did I just freeze on the camera? What is going on?
Yeah, you did. At first, I thought it was my internet, but then I saw my head moving, so I realized, all right, that's basically your frame just freezing.
Scared Jet has powers over there. I don't know how he did that, but I'm good now. Anyway, I agree with you. I think the Brody could be a viable option here. They're going to go ahead and take out the Melissa, take out the Cooper. So, I mean, he's still on the table. He has the potential to give Beatrix a hard time for pressuring in that lane. And, I mean, he can burst down the Grok as well.
I believe Franco would have been a better choice if in case they wanted to lean in towards that tanky ban, because we've seen Joywatch picking up either the Kaja or the Franco. So those are the only two tanks that for now in this grand finals he has shown. But yes, Kufra has a set potential, can also disrupt Grok whenever he'd be going in for those Guardian's Barrier. But nonetheless, we're seeing the Martyrs being taken away. So does it seem to be the case wherein BTK are kind of forcing TUB to lean in towards an Alpha into that jungle? No, we're going to see a Zilong, so guys, please ignore that. But it does seem that... No way we're seeing a Zilong in a grand finals, that in the jungle. Alright, Lapu seems a pretty solid pick. We've seen Lapu dominating, but it was in the hands of Fight Chicken. This time, Milo is the one who'd be having his hands on.
Oh, man. I thought it was a 2v1 combo, the Franco and the Brody. Like, you were just talking about this, and I think it would have been a great pickup here. But looks like Gina's trying to play spin the wheel with us right now. I don't think he wants to hit the 2-for-2 combo. But I think it would be an excellent pickup here. I mean, the Leslie's good as well, right? You have vision on the entire team. You know, Sir Vinny Shark is going to be in the bush trying to harass, trying to get those sneaky setups with the Wild Charge. So, I mean, hey, you can play better safe than sorry. It gives you a little bit of vision, but it kind of limits him on his escapability. But he does have the flicker to be able to get out, whereas Brody, I mean, he has a little bit more of that stun, and he can bank on them grouping up for the torn apart memories, but no, they're going to go a little bit more safer. Gina is going to go ahead and lock up this Leslie, and that's going to go ahead and finalize the draft for BTK.
Go for a Lancelot in this case. They need someone who can close in that gap. Oh, Hellcut is also a pretty solid choice. Right. I love the draft coming in from TOB. They've got that Hellcut. They've got the silence in. They can literally jump towards that backlane when the Dark Knight falls for Gina. So he needs to have a torch right next to him in order to survive the burst from best player.
Yeah, I mean, the Hellcut is going to be interesting, right? I mean, it's something that I've been a fan of. It's been kind of rising in the meta so far, and it's to pick this up in a grand finals, a best of 5, a game 5 is a bold statement for TOB. Now with the Darkness Falls, can they close it out? They will be able to have kind of blind them with the vision when it comes to these engagements. So speaking of engagements, Scared Jet, we have made it. Grand finals, best of 5, game 5, BTK and the Ohio brothers. What a matchup.
Absolutely. I mean, this is everything that you can ask for. That's the grand finals going in for the full best of 5, 5th game. And we're basically back to that first thing with just a few more changes. And talking about changes, we are seeing the change in screen, Weezy.
That's right. BTK, TOB, BTK, TOB. Who will be able to claim this series? Best of 5, Game 5, $1,000 on the line for the Mobile Legends Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans tournament, combined with the MLSA. Man, it's been a journey getting here. The first game was 30 minutes, and here we are all the way to a Game 5, 2-2 on the scoreboard. Right when we thought BTK was going to kind of fall short. Game 4, they came alive with the one-sided story, showing the world they don't plan on leaving anytime soon. How will TOB respond?
That's going to be the question, how things are actually going to roll out. And again, it's just as you mentioned, you know, both of these teams just going at each other again and again. And it's basically a brawl whenever these teams are, you know, they decide to, all right, it's time to go full in. It's literally a brawl in that situation. But again, talking about the win conditions for both of these teams, BTK, it's clear, right? They need to make sure Gina farms up, and Fight Chicken should not die. He will jump in towards that backline, get the setup with the final slash. You also have Zayn, who would try to provide a lot more room to Gina to work around using that Leslie. Plus, Joybos is there to go in for that initiation using the Iron Hook. And if someone tries to dive in on Gina, he's got the bloody hand. But for Ohio Brothers, they need to make sure that Milo creates an opening for best player for him to get into that backline and delete Gina. If he manages to do that, the fight is going to fall in favor of Ohio Brothers. They've got Zia. The DPS is definitely there. Plus, Hoon on that Valentina also deals a ton of damage. And so Bene with those wild charges, we've seen a glimpse of it in game number 2. We're seeing it again in game number 3. Sorry, we're seeing it again now in game 5. We know what potential he has.
Yeah, and right now, looking like game 4, Mobazane wasting no time already on the first neutral objective, and it looks like best player's not going to be able to take it. I mean, he's all the way at his orange buff, so he definitely has the retribution in his favor, and there it goes. Maybe able to get a kill as well. Serbini, very low wild charge, tries to escape, flickers across the wall to safety. Almost found himself falling right there, but nobody draws first blood.
Indeed, but for now, we're going to see the Dark Knight falls, Weezy.
Yeah, it does go in, but the Deadly Stinger's not hitting the mark. Yato finds best player. That's the first blood BTK was looking for. Taking out the jungler for TOB. Can they get another? Milo very low, flickers out, using that land shaker for the stun.
Absolutely, and again, that's not the start you want for your own jungler, but it's a Hellcut. We know he can get back using a kill or two. However, BTK showing the aggression. Definitely were not able to secure the first kill right off the bat, but were able to secure that, I believe, steal away that purple buff from Hellcut. So they would have to play it a little more safe and smooth now. All right, we did not see that best player. Please don't mind that. Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, and you know, something that we got to kind of keep an eye on is Joyboz on the Franco, right? I mean, his Kaja opens up the door, but his Franco has a 0% win rate so far in the grand finals. The first game we saw it in, they lost. So can he kind of pick up the tempo and get those early sets that the team is looking for? I think that's what we're going to be keeping our eyes on. But I mean, Salamanca has the Valentina, right? So technically they have the Bloody Hunt as well. But we mentioned with the Valentina, it's kind of like putting yourself at risk by using the Bloody Hunt because you're stuck alongside with them. So I'm wondering how this is going to go when it comes to these skirmishes.
Yes, and you're not tanky enough to soak up as much damage as a Franco can. Now, what I personally feel is that in the kit of Franco, Bloody Hunt, yes, suppression, an amazing tool. But the one that sets things apart is the Iron Hook. Can catch people off guard, and we are not seeing any purifies on the side of Ohio Brothers. So, yes, you can dodge the hook, but if in case you're not, I would say, active enough, you would be caught in that Iron Hook and you would be brought into a position where you would not want to be in. So that's one tool I think Bloodthirsty Kings can definitely use and rely on. Now, we did not see Joybos landing a lot of them, but in this game, he needs to land the important ones.
And speaking of important things, that's the second turtle that Mobazane has got. He's out farming best player right now, able to get these initial objectives before best player can even get his buffs. But speaking of best player, rushing in with the Deadly Stingers and the Darkness Falls is going to find Joyboz. First blood being drawn for TOB. It's 1-1 on the scoreboard so far. But right now, I mean, when it comes to the neutral objectives, BTK has the slightest advantage, right? That's 2 turtles in their hands.
Indeed. But again, even after that, it's just around what, 500 gold lead. So that's about a couple of cannon minions, and that's all. So I really love the fact that Ohio Brothers are farming up very efficiently. But talking about efficiency, we are seeing Gina not even falling once. So those Berserkers, Fury, and EB are gonna hit hard. And talking about hitting hard, we're seeing Velo
trying to get out with the Bravest Fighter Raging Slash, use the flicker for caught in the manipulation. Yato finds the kill, shuts him down with the assistance of Mobazane and Chicken.
That was pretty unfortunate. The moment he burnt up that flicker and he was not out of that range, we just knew that it was it. Real world manipulation was literally an overkill in that situation. But nonetheless, we are seeing Ohio Brothers just carrying their attention towards that top side, and a good dodge of the hook.
Yeah, is gonna go ahead and take down the turret. Gets hit with the Bloody Hunt, but not able to secure the kill. Zia Cutie, excellent positioning right there to claim this objective for the Ohio Brothers. BTK losing their first turret of this game.
Indeed, and again, they've traded it quickly towards that bottom side, so that's a 1-1 in the turret department, and in the kills, we are seeing 2-1, so that's just one lead from BTK. It does seem to be yet another slow game, slow start that we saw in game number 3, that 30-minute long game. But here's the thing. I think so in this situation, you would basically lean in towards that snowball effect. It could be for the best player, or it could also be for Gina. Zane is just tanky, so he'll be there jumping in, soaking up all of that damage, creating the openings. But for now, talking about creating the openings, another turtle.
Yeah, definitely leaning into the favor. I mean, Mobazane may be able to get this yet again, but TOB focusing on the map, claims a turret on the bottom side. The wild charge for the stun, the vintage rage dropping down. Zia Cutie finds Gina. A great setup from Sir Benny over there to open up that opportunity.
They used everything in their arsenal, every ultimate in their arsenal. Talking about every ultimate.
Yeah, try to find Joy Boss, but he's able to sustain the damage. The roamer for BTK as they were trying to get a pick off to kind of get revenge over there. It's 2-2 so far, tied up in terms of kills, but on the map, I mean, you are seeing a turret advantage for TOB. Yeah, it's definitely bleeding red.
Now that's the thing. That's the objective-based TOB that you would love to see. Oh, another hook. Joy Botch is not being able to land in those hooks. This is one of the most problematic thing about a Franco. If you're not able to land those iron hooks, you're basically just standing there getting ready to surprise the opponent with a flicker Bloody Hunt, and that's something Ohio Brothers are already ready of. Talking about things they're ready of.
Wild charge goes in, the silence as well. The darkness falls on a Mobazane. He's going to be able to will out of there, but nobody will fall in that engagement. It's still only 2-2. It's an 8-minute game and only 4 deaths overall on the scoreboard.
Nah, man, there's no way he out-sustained every single burst damage potential from the Ohio Brothers. He was literally 5v1 in that case. You can say 5v2 since Fight Chicken was also with him. But that was just a lot of sustain, and that only on a Basha. You also have a Franco to deal with and an Alert when you'd be jumping in towards that mid to late game. So that's something the Ohio Brothers need to work on. They would need a quick Malefic Roar onto the hands of Zia Cutie, as well as a Divine Glaive in the hands of Hoon, if in case they would want to melt down this chunky front line. Because we are seeing Milo being bursted down, that too fairly quickly. So Gina's been building up on that item and damage.
Yeah, definitely having the damage. And on the bottom side, looks like they are going to go in for the kill. Darkness Falls goes down with the wild charge. Zia Cutie finds Fried Chicken, but they are not done yet. They're going to also take the tier 2 turret, but BTK going to respond back from taking the Lord. They're going to go for the inhibitor. Wait a minute, they have the minions.
No!
They don't have enough damage, though, to be able to close it out. Not this early. But I admire their passion. But wait, in the Lord Pit, big play on the way. Void Crystal drops down. Manipulation to stop Milo in his tracks. Manipulation back from Salamanca with the IMU of the Valentina. Double 5x5. Make that a 10x10 as Salamanca finds Mobazane. And that is going to be one member falling. But this is 4-2 on the scoreboard. Still 10 minutes. Getting to that mid-game. Iron Hook across the land of Dawn. Wild charge from Sir Benny into the turret. Turret does fall. Best player able to claim it. Nimiri's passion going down from Zia Cutie. Finds a kill. Takes out Joy Boss. Bravest Fighter. Raging Slash. Ultimate Sniper from Gina Salty. Not able to deal enough damage to burst down Milo.
talking about bursting down, that's just no way Milo wins that red tree. He was basically against a red tree battle. He stole the Lord. They dealt the damage on the bottom inhibitor. They also stole away the Lord. That's basically a win over every single board for the Ohio brothers. So now they're transitioning in towards that late game, and they are the ones who are controlling, and they are the ones who have the momentum. I'm still surprised about the Twilight armor that has been picked up by the Grog. So still would have to see how well that actually works out in his kit. They do not have a dominance at this point, apart from Milo, so he needs to survive, because apart from that, they would be dealing in with a decent amount of damage.
There goes the damage. Milo finds MLSA, manipulation dropping down, trying to hold him off. Yato finds Milo, Buddy Hut connects, but Zia finds Joy Bosch and shuts him down. Deadly Stingers goes in. Fried Chicken finds Zia Cutie for the shutdown. Takes down Beatrix, but Salamanca with the IU on the Valentina with the 5x5 zone finds Fried Chicken with the manipulation. 3 members falling for BTK, 2 members dropping for TOB, but they have Salamanca, they have Best Player, they have Sir Benny, and they're going to go ahead and claim the Tier 2 turret in the mid lane, leaving BTK down to their inhibitors.
Absolutely. Oh, Sir Benny! Alright, he takes up that last turret shot, and now the Dark Knight falls just for the disengage so that Best Player could retreat back to safety. But wait a minute, he might actually be caught if in case Zane decides to move forward with his kill one.
Yeah, Zane on the chase. He doesn't want to let Best Player go. He's going all in. The shutdown, the wheel, the slow, and Gina is going to secure the kill. We call that a drive-by over there in the land of Dawn between Moba Zane and Gina Cutie, rolling over there and securing that. And that is going to be the jungler falling for TOB.
Indeed. I mean, Best Player did think that he might have escaped his death, but little did he know the Reaper Zane was right behind him, trailing halfway across the map to finish things off and get that shutdown. But nonetheless, oh my goodness!
That Iron Hook stole his soul. Milo grabbed from a mile away from Joy Bosch. Magnetic hooks.
These are the hooks that you basically wait to see Franco for. I mean, just seeing that the way that engage actually ended up in the favor of BTK, they got Milo out, got the Bloody Hunt, and there's another hook, but this time it's already it's a sub in it, so they're not going to follow it up on it, but they've got the advantage, so the Lord should go in their favor, unless stolen away.
Right, I mean, there was an amazing Lord still, but now on this fight, Darkness Falls goes down, Wild Charge for the knock-up, Zia Cutie finds Fried Chicken, Lord very low. Best Player is going to hit the retribution just in time to secure it. Moba Zane finds Best Player. They are able to secure the Lord, though. And now BTK need to get out. Gina is going to find Salamanca. Down goes the manipulation. Milo with the Bravest Fighter. Land checker for the double stun onto Joy Bosch. Yato very low. Tries to path out, but the chase from Milo, the dedication, will find them at back lane. Is going to go ahead and take down Yato. That is going to be 2 members falling for both sides of the table. But they were able to secure the Lord over there. And that is going to be into the hands of the Ohio brothers.
Indeed. I mean, Best Player did fail, but his retribution was absolutely on point. It seems his name should be changed to Best Retribution at this situation, because it's just the way Ohio brothers are winning these retrieve battles, that too in clutch moments. I mean, they've got the entire control of the game. Even though if they're not able to win in those fights, you're seeing the trades being won by BTK, but it's still the Ohio brothers who are controlling the entire game, the entire map. You can clearly see the bottom inhibitor is about to fall. It's a 5v5 situation, and we have all the ultimates on board.
That's right, and with all the ultimates on board, all this utility, here goes the battle we were looking for. Wild Charge from Sir Benny, not hitting the mark. You are going to see the inhibitor fall. Manipulation drops down. Lord being bursted out of there. And it looks like they got what they came for. TOB able to open up the base for BTK.
And that's the discipline coming in. They know that they should not overstay their welcome. They do not want to go in for those prolonged fights, because that's what BTK are strong at. They want the fight to carry on for as long as possible. They've got Gina for that continuous damage. They also have Moba Zane, who can literally spam his skill to infinitely as long as it's got the mana and is hitting those targets. So definitely not the kind of battle Ohio brothers are looking for. They've got the objective and they quickly retreated back to the safety. And just like you mentioned, the jungle choke, it's also coming in from this time from Ohio brothers, taking every single objective, every single jungle creep from the side of BTK, but the lead is not increasing.
That's right. I mean, it's still 9-10, almost even in terms of kills, but in terms of the map and defense, the Ohio brothers having a lot of insurance. You know, we placed a poll out there. This is the grand finals, best of 5, game 5, mind you, 2-2 on the scoreboard. There's over, I want to say 20 or 1,600 votes. So I think we're going to go ahead and do the poll now before it ends and see what the community is kind of going for between North America's powerhouses before this ends. Let's go ahead and end that poll
60-40?
now. Let's see what the percentage is. But now the battle on the way concealed play has been called in. They are going to try and close it out, but is this the right call? TOB being very aggressive, but you're going to see the wild charge possibly on the way. Gina is going to find Salamanca manipulation dropping down, controlling the whole entire lane, forcing TOB back. Not able to close the distance or end this game. The Lord will spawn in the next 2 seconds. And it looks like it's a 64% for BTK, 35% for TOB.
Where's the rest 1% going at? I mean, probably in the hooks that are coming in from Joy Boys time and time again.
Where is that other 1% at? Hold on. I'm right there with you. The math is not mathing, but it's definitely mathing on this game so far. 11-10. Darkness Falls goes down. Best player caught out of position. Deadly Stingers in the fried chicken. Wild charge. Sir Benny able to take him down. Gina finding Zia. Unstoppable MOBA Zane. The king of the jungle claims the Lord for BTK. Yes, they don't have the turrets in their favor, but they have the Lord, and that may be the deciding factor to turn this page in their hands.
Indeed, the Water Lord Poseidon is gonna march down probably from the bottom side. Yes, if my math is correct, then it should go in from the bottom side. So yes, now it's time for Ohio brothers to be on the back foot. They need to defend this Lord. Zia is gonna be coming back in the next 10 seconds. So yes, he would be there when the Lord's gonna strike at that inhibitor turret. Now, how many towers can they protect is going to be the question. And for BTK's perspective, they need to take down those inhibitors, at least from one of those lanes, maybe from the top or from the bottom, to even out that advantage that Ohio brothers have at this point. They need one more magical hook from Joy Boys. They need one of that to land, and for now he seems to be in a position where he can get that one hook in, but still both of these teams playing it pretty safe. Looking at these itemizations, nothing out of the ordinary. Everyone's just going for the items that they need, but for now I do think that the engage is probably gonna be in.
That's right, the engage on the way. The base has been opened up for TOB. BTK trying to close this out. Takes one inhibitor, takes another, makes their way to the third. Sir Benny, Salamanca trying to deny. Best player rushing in with the Deadly Stingers on a MOBA Zane. The Iron Hook connecting only onto the minion. Joy Boss falling a little short. And now, again, anybody's game. Minions are still in the mid lane, but is this the push BTK wants? They have minions on the mid that have been bursted down. They only have the top to really help them out with Bloody Hunt, the suppression. The Iron Hook, Joy Boss finds a magical hook, finds best player. One member falling alongside the inhibitor turret for the top lane, leaving the base crystal vulnerable for the taking. TOB 4v5, and it looks like BTK is not going to let go of the gas. They're on full throttle, but they don't have minions to really work with right now, as they are going to go ahead and clear them out. Here they go again. 2 more sets in the mid, in the top, and the bottom now, making their way into the fight. MOBA Zane is going to will in for the stun. Manipulation dropping down. Wild shots from Sir Benny. Numerous fast go down. Milo finding Gina, but the base crystal 5% won. And BTK, a repeat of the NACT spring season, closes out the series in the grand finals against TOB.
3-2, and what a game. Just a roller coaster ride coming in, a seesaw that we've been seeing time and time again, and Gina on the Leslie just dealing that true damage from the back lines, and the way Joy Boss landed that best hook on best player, that is the thing that basically was the final nail in the coffin for the Ohio brothers. Numbers disadvantage, they couldn't have done anything in that situation. Plus, there's one thing that I would like to, point things out at. It's the itemization that actually came in. And I personally think that maybe Milu could have gone in for an extra defensive item, or maybe something along the lines of maybe another Twilight armor or a blade armor, because Gina was dealing a ton of true damage to him. Some of that would have been returned back. So it might have helped them in the tankiness, because they don't have a tanky jungler. They only have Grog for the front line and no other front line apart from Sir Benny. So On a Grok, he's not as tanky as you would expect him to be, but nonetheless, both the teams played excellent in this game, and it was extremely fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely extremely fun to watch. And I mean, man, what more could we have asked for, right? A repeat from the NACT spring season. BTK and TOB fighting it out all the way to the final game. Best of 5, game 5. And again, BTK able to close it out, even when the odds weren't in their favor, right? They were down. There was 2 times where this series could have been closed out from TOB, but I always say pressure can do 2 things, right? Make diamonds or burst pipes. And for BTK, obviously they're making diamonds out there. How can I get my hands on one of those? But nonetheless, Scared Jet, it's been a pleasure casting alongside you through this amazing event. Special shout out to him, guys. He is out there in India. Everybody supporting my man. Definitely catch him. He will be in the MLSA. He's a part of our staff, and he'll be on the desk for future tournaments as well. Scared Jet, thank you so much for showing up tonight and casting alongside myself, and I will see you in future events. Any last words for everybody out there?
Definitely. I mean, pleasure to be here. Thank you for all the support that you have been giving me and the audience that has been giving me. It's literally fun to see all of you getting so very well engaged, and I really love the comments that come in, saying that even though I've got an Indian accent, I speak pretty well. I really love that, and I'm still working on it. Just making sure that I kick into that American accent as soon as possible. But again, all these teams, absolutely amazing. Really love to see all the players out there too. And I'm also learning new things along the way. So thank you so much for having me. And yes, it has been a pleasure to be here, and we'll be looking forward to working in the future as well.
There you have it, Scared Jet. You take care. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.
You too.
All right, guys, and that is going to close it out. The Nighthorde Mobile Saiyans Tournament, BTK, able to close it out. And right now, NACT is going on, right? So we just got a sneak peek of the powerhouses who are sitting at the top waiting to figure out who North America's other top 6 teams are. If there's any teams you guys are voting for out there through the qualifiers, definitely let us know. I will be doing a watch party tomorrow out on my YouTube channel if you guys want to stop by as we watch a lot of these teams fight it out in the qualifiers. If there's any games that you guys want to see, definitely let me know. Shout out to everybody from the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy that stopped by today. We had Scared Jet, we had UA, we had Kronos. He's also out there in India as well. UA in Los Angeles, California. UA will be casting and doing watch parties himself on his YouTube channel alongside me. So definitely check him out over there as well if you guys do want to see more up-to-date content for these teams across North America. Now, speaking of things, with them winning, they get $1,000 and also that 100,000 diamonds is going to be split through some of the teams in this tournament, and they will get the majority of that. But guys, I just want to give a special shout out to everybody out in the audience as well. We just hit over 1,000 subscribers on the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy. It's been a pleasure being able to host this. This is a dream come true for us. A lot of like-minded individuals getting together in Quirky, Rim, myself, UA, Eunice, Scared Jet, Kronos, and that's just the start of it, right? Getting together and creating a scene where all of us can get together and see all the top teams compete it out. Not only top teams, but teams trying to make a name for themselves as well. This is season 3, so if you guys want to join our Discord server now, feel free to and stay up to date. We do have future events coming up. This is the second tournament that we have done, giving out $1,000. That's the second one in the past month, you know what I'm saying? And this is completely free for us. We don't get paid to do it. It's community driven. Even all these graphics we build from scratch, from hand, it takes so many hours to do, and to be able to see it all, come to fruition and see everybody stopping by, man, it definitely lets us know that our hard work is paying off. And hopefully you guys enjoy it as much as we do. So congratulations to BTK. Congratulations to TOB for getting second place, and congratulations to everybody that made it to the top 32 teams who fought it out inside of this amazing event. Scared Jet all the way from India. Man, gotta give him a shout out as well. It's like 7 in the morning when this dude is casting, right? It's like 6 p.m. when I'm on the desk over here. So I got my rest and I'm ready to go, but they're just now waking up, man. And to be able to provide that energy, you gotta give credit where it's due. Special shout out to Mobile Saiyans for providing this amazing cash prize alongside Silver Knight and also Nighthorde. Make sure you guys stop by Nighthorde's Discord server as well. Register on there. They are partnered with the Mobile Legends Scrim Academy, so if they put out events, we'll still announce it on our server, and they'll do the same thing for us. So no matter what, as long as you find both of our servers on Discord, you'll be good. I put the link in the description for all of our YouTube channels, all of the Discords, so definitely stop by and check it out. But guys, this is just the beginning, right? NACT fall season is here. Qualifiers is going on. 96 teams are fighting it out between today, tomorrow, to figure out who is going to be able to move on to the top 6. There's only 6 spots available as TOB and BTK already have 2 of the remaining spots. Like I said, future content coming from UA alongside myself on our YouTube channels. We'll be posting some of these teams and things that we're looking out for, and just some retrospect on everything that we've learned from hosting these amazing events and seeing these teams played out. But as always, guys, I appreciate y'all. That's going to close everything out. Congratulations to the winners. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the NACT fall season. Peace and love, baby. See ya.
Introduce us to our new colleagues.
With pleasure, Steph Weezy. Hey, I'm Ben, and we're delighted to welcome outstanding new talent to the team this season, Yue. He'll be joining us and providing exciting commentary and breaking down all the intense matches that are to come. Yue, I believe you have some insight about how this season is about more than just gameplay, right?
Absolutely, Ben. Hi, this is Yue, and the NACT 2023 fall season is not only about showcasing the talent and the dedication of North America's top teams, but also about creating a vibrant community. Eunice, as the final voice in our lineup, would you like to share some of your thoughts on the upcoming season?
Absolutely, Yue. Hi, everyone. This is Eunice. This season is set to be our most exciting yet, with fresh faces, an updated rule set, and a restructured prize pool that's more inclusive than ever. But at the heart of it all, we're building a community. Isn't that right, Sina?
That's right, Eunice. We are making an amazing community. Hello, everyone. Sina Lily here. For this season, let's make it a memorable one on and off the stage as we build a sense of camaraderie and sportsmanship. For the NACT 2023 fall season, let's embrace this journey together and make it an unforgettable one in esports history. I can't wait to share this adventure with you all. See you guys all soon.
Mobile Legends Bang Bang's new emblem system is about to launch. Master the new emblem system, unleash their potential, and conquer the battlefield. No matter which heroes you play, the new emblem system will open up new possibilities. In the new emblem system, talents will no longer be restricted to specific emblems and can be mixed and matched for greater customization and versatility on the battlefield. Imagine using Bargain Hunter with the Marksman emblem on Layla to gear up ahead of the enemy for an early power spike. Or Killing Spree on the Mage emblem for Guzhan to turn him into an even deadlier assassin that can pick off the enemy one after another. You can discover more ways to play your favorite heroes and really shake up the meta. We've streamlined the emblem types to make it easier to pick the right one. We've also optimized talents to focus on providing more options for your heroes. In terms of editing and applying emblem setups, it's now easier than ever to quickly adjust them on any hero. You can configure your talents in just 3 simple steps. When it comes to progression, your emblems will no longer cost battle points to upgrade, and your previous emblem levels will all carry over. Tailor your emblems to your playstyle, grab your friends, and queue up for some intense MOBA action. Mobile Legends Bang Bang new emblem system available 6/27. Master the new emblems, master the battlefield.
The upcoming tournament for NACT Fall. This is Mara Aquino wishing you guys luck, and I hope you guys do so well and you go to Philippines for the upcoming M5 World Championship. And you never know, it might be you that I announce as the winner.
Hi, I'm Gideon Q. I'm from Malaysia. I'm a talent as well as a caster for a majority of the MLBB tournaments that you may see internationally. Good luck to all the teams who are coming in for NACT fall season. I can't wait to see potentially new talents coming out from North America. Obviously, we love the old, but some new ones would be great to see how the community is going to continue to grow. And especially when we're looking at the top 1%, good luck to all of you guys, and especially those who are prepared to deal with a giant crowd when you start flying over for the international. Good luck, everybody.
Wait. Right. Hi everyone, I'm Nighthorde. How are you guys doing? I just want to say a few good words here. I've been very excited to see you guys grow. It's so great to see how things have developed over the seasons, over the years. I hope it gets bigger. I hope you guys have more to say on the international scene. And I heard you guys are coming to ISF, so that's super great. Can't wait to see you guys there. Can't wait to see you guys rock the, LBB scene.
Hey guys, my name's Tefel, and here's the thing, we watch NACT Grand Finals, and if that shows anything about how NACT is as a region, you know what? I can't wait for it. I hope NACT falls. All of you guys will do good, because at M5, we gotta see a surprise, man. I can't wait to see NAs in M5.
What's up, guys? I'm Mirko, Indonesian caster. Right now, casting for MSC. I'm eating. They told me to do this. It's all good. NACT is gonna be insane, all right? You know who I'm rooting for. I'm wearing their colors. BTK all the way, all right? So yeah, BTK. Support M5 BTK.
When upgrading your emblems, you will unlock talents at specific levels. Different emblems will unlock different talents. You can choose an emblem by role and use the talents it unlocks directly as your default setup, or you can freely mix and match different emblems and talents to create a custom emblem setup. We're going to show you how to create your emblem setup for your heroes. Emblems. First, let's take a look at the revamped emblem system. There are now 7 emblems in the game, 1 basic common emblem and 6 role emblems. Different emblems can provide different attribute bonuses. It is recommended to use the emblem that matches a hero's role. Standard talents, Tier 1. After selecting an emblem, you can then choose from 8 standard talents at Tier 1. These talents provide mostly straightforward bonuses to heroes. Of the 8 talents, Thrill and Swift are good on almost any hero, while other talents are more catered to certain roles. Standard talents, Tier 2. At Tier 2, you will also have 8 standard talents to choose from. The Tier 2 talents trigger or work under different circumstances. We still recommend choosing one that matches the role of your hero. But if you're an advanced player, you are free to choose any of the talents to fit your playstyle. For example, if you're playing the core hero on your team and want to focus on gearing up fast, you can choose the Bargain Hunter talent regardless of how your hero deals damage. And heroes who rely on their skills for sustained damage, whether it be a mage or fighter, can use the Festival of Blood talent for more spell vamp. Core talents, Tier 3. Finally, let's talk about the most important talents, the core talents. There are 8 core talents available in the game, and each provides a unique and powerful effect. We recommend choosing the core talent to match your hero's role and only use core talents from other emblems for advanced or unconventional tactics. The revamped Weakness Finder talent is no longer reserved for ranged heroes. This talent is now a viable option for any hero that relies on basic attacks and wants better laning and the ability to slow enemies. The Lethal Ignition talent now deals adaptive damage, making it a prime choice for any hero that has heavy-hitting combos. While the revamped emblem system still uses the existing talents, we have removed the restrictions between emblems and talents, opening up new possibilities for many heroes. We look forward to seeing players discover new ways to play their favorite heroes on their way to becoming a legend. Arclight Outlaw, Ixia. Passive, Siphon Starlium. Ixia's basic attacks and skills apply a Starlium charge to targets on hit. When using a basic attack on an enemy with 2 Starlium charges, all charges will be consumed to increase the attack's physical damage, while healing Ixia for the same amount of HP. Siphon Starlium can trigger on all enemies in front of Ixia that are within her attack range. First skill, Dual Beam. Ixia fires 2 energy beams along the ground that deal physical damage and slow enemies within a rectangular area, while increasing her movement speed for a duration. Enemies hit by both beams will take double damage. Second skill, Star Helix. Ixia unleashes a canister of Starlium energy in the target direction and knocks back nearby enemies. After a short delay, the released energy pulls enemies to the middle line and deals physical damage. Ultimate, Full Barrage. Ixia reassembles her weapon into 6 small weapons and enters the Barrage state for a period of time. In Barrage state, Ixia's skills can only be cast within the Ultimate's fan-shaped area, but they gain much more range, and her basic attacks can simultaneously hit up to 6 targets, prioritizing heroes within the same area. When in Barrage state, the damage of Siphon Starlium is also increased. In the laning phase, Ixia can initiate by using her second skill to pull enemies together, then use her first skill to deal double damage to the lined up targets. Use the extra movement speed from her first skill to chase and finish off enemies with basic attacks. In teamfights, Ixia should get to a safe position that can cover the most enemies within the range of her ultimate. Then use enhanced basic attacks together with her second and first skill to CC enemies and crush down her enemies. Ixia is strong in 1v1 situations and is also exceptional in teamfights by providing CC and AoE damage. Kite enemies with her skills in the early and mid game and wait for a good opportunity to unleash her ultimate in teamfights. Upgrade Ixia's first skill at level 1. Then continue to prioritize upgrading her first skill as the main source of her damage. Ixia's first skill deals double damage to enemies in the center. So, use her second skill to pull enemies together before unleashing her first skill to maximize the damage. Ixia's second skill can knock back nearby enemies, so use it when the enemies try to dive in to keep them at bay. Corrosion Scythe and Demon Hunter's Sword are Ixia's core pieces of equipment because the high attack speed and basic attack bonuses fit her playstyle. Get Windtalker to further enhance Ixia's sustained damage, and Malefic Roar in the late game to increase her damage against tanks.